Hey everyone, this is Loueyden and I am streaming The Lord of the Rings online a bit earlier today, but I am back on Loueyden and very excited to continue the Shades in the Swamp storyline with Gandalf, and then maybe get towards the Black Book of Mordor and Minas Morgul. I'm not sure how much longer I have left with this storyline, but that is what's going to be going on today. I did send this character a whole bunch of goodies, so just for my other characters, I had a lot of stuff on my other characters I've been like just stockpiling or carrying, and sent a few things over to this one. This is Loueyden, and I am streaming the Lord echoing there, so turn that off. But I also sent him some dyes, which I completely forgot about. I'm trying to get like a cosmetic for when I actually enter Minas Morgul in that area. The only ones I had were red dyes, and I'm not sure that will really fit. Maybe if it was Mordor, that could be a decent cosmetic set, but yeah, I'm thinking the light blue color and silverish actually might work. And I'm getting very low FPS. Again, this happened last time, and it was Chrome. Yeah, Chrome has taken up all my CPU for some reason, so I just have to close that out. I have to close my stream out, basically. But I can still read chat and everything, I think. Anyway, one thing I talked about, yeah, my FPS is going back up, which is good, but one thing I talked about last stream was trying a dual PC setup, and I looked into that. I actually got it set up, but it did not help at all with the performance. So when I'm not using OBS, which is what I use to stream, if I just don't have OBS open, my FPS is higher than what you see in the streams and even in the recordings. So it's not even a matter of streaming that is the problem, or even recording videos. It's just having OBS up. And I've also tried disabling the preview. That maybe helps a little bit with the performance versus if I have the preview open in OBS. So that's just a little bit of background on the research I have done on the performance with like FPS in game. The stream, everything is still the same. It's still 60 FPS and 16,000 bitrate, I think, and 1440p. So that's all the same. But yeah, to hopefully help with like in-game performance, even if I'm low settings, we actually tested this last stream. It was pretty late into it, I think, though, that I tested it. But even on like low settings, I still have the same issue with the FPS just dropping to like 40 and 50, and a little bit of stuttering in-game with OBS. I'm not really sure what all could fix that, because I am having the issue even on like low settings in-game. So it's just kind of an unfortunate thing. I think I got used to it over time when I used to stream and record videos a lot, because I know it also used to happen. And when the 64-bit client was released, I know that did help. And it helped more significantly when I did have OBS open rather than... Don't need two of those open. I had refreshing the stream here to make sure everything's working, but compared to the improved performance of the 64-bit client when I wasn't streaming, I didn't really notice as much. So it's more helpful when I was like streaming or recording, just using OBS basically. So I talked about some of the goodies I sent this character. So I had a bunch of shield spikes on my other Warden, so I have a whole bunch of those on him now. I have the hope tokens, have quite a few of those. Should probably go ahead and get rid of this one just because it's taking one inventory space. And that should give me some morale. I'm not sure exactly how much. Doesn't really matter. I don't think I need it, but that having that single stack bothered me. I also sent him some consumables. A lot of the food is probably not even that great. I think I need to go into this little place, Avabarg. Let's see if the quest actually says that. So I need to search. No, I do not need to search Avabarg. This might count as like maybe there are some shades in there that would count towards this, but that's why I wanted to stop by. Hey Parky the Pancake, nice to see you again. Yeah, the stream I originally had scheduled for 6 o'clock, I know. And that's probably like more of a usual time for me to stream, but I was ready early today, which is kind of surprising because I had like something scheduled for 3:30 to 7 o'clock, so I didn't think I'd be getting into doing anything very late today, so Pretty fortunate as far as like streaming and playing LOTRO goes that I am able to do it. I also sent him one Matham Hunter's armor just to see what it looked like. The item level on it is significantly lower than my other armor, and the stats are also significantly worse, which made me think the hero's armor that comes with the Aria of the Valar, it seems very strong for level 120. I don't know if it's like the best level 120 armor in the game, better than like whatever raid sets they had at the time, but it seems like that just from what I've seen. I haven't seen anything better at least, but there probably is stuff that was better at 120, but maybe just getting you ready for like Minas Morgul content, maybe it is supposed to be a bit better. It's just like so crazy how much better the 120 Valor is than the old 95 one I used. And I talked about that on the stream where I set this character up, but it's still crazy to me thinking about that. And I did send him, I think I have an essence slot, or no I don't. So this has the icon. I thought normally with the little circle at the top left, you all might not be able to see it that well, but there's a circle at the top left of the icon for this necklace, and I thought that usually meant there was an essence slot. But there is no essence slot on this. I did send him some essences just in case, some level 120 ones, but compared to my total stats, 840 agility, not having that isn't going to be horrible. Okay, so Parky, have I seen New Worlds? I have heard of that. You're downloading the beta right now? I did not know it was in beta, but I have heard of that name at least. I think it's like the New Worlds MMO. For some reason, when I saw that name at least, I thought it was something that had been out for a couple or even a few years, but I might be thinking of something else as well. Okay, so I'll just go to the quest rings, because I don't know exactly where, like, I need to search for all these people. Okay, so this one is still, I guess I didn't find whoever I needed to find here. Do I need to kill the flies? That is Beast and Insect Slayer. Well, that Beast and Insect Slayer is only 40. That's pretty small for later zones in LOTRO. I know the Slayer deeds got kind of crazy around, well, some of the very early zones like Forest Hill and Misty Mountains. I can't even think of the names of these. Those ones got pretty crazy to start off, but like the Norian, Pelennor fields, all the Gondor zones, I always thought, even Rohan ones, those were pretty crazy in how many mobs you needed to kill. Dunland was similar, but fortunately with some of those you would get a lot of the progress done just from questing, which is probably similar for the other ones. You can get certain ones, but I've just noticed it more so in some of these higher level zones where just questing, it feels like you don't get much progress on the Slayer deeds. And I haven't paid too much attention to Vales of Anduin as far as that goes. Guess on this character I could still run through like Bree and all those early zones just to get a bunch of Virtue XP, even though I got all the things to help with that. Yeah, I agree. Exploring worlds and just like MMO worlds, even regular RPG worlds, is very fun. I think I've talked about Breath of the Wild a couple times, and then I finally played it, but one thing I really liked about that game was how open world it was, because normally I'm not a big fan of games like that, like Zelda. I had a little bit of experience with the one on the Nintendo 64 like way back, but it wasn't, well, I was like too young to really understand, I think, at the time, but I don't know what I'm doing here. There is a ring around here. I don't remember questing here. So the New Worlds game, it looks pretty fun, but the combat seems shallow. Yeah, I think games like that, it can be fun to explore the world and just see what's going on though. And I kill things like so fast. And I know Warden is dot based, but even with that I'm not really having to worry about much. Compared to when I went through here on my first Warden, I was under geared at the time, and I think maybe even a little bit under leveled. I don't think I was 120 when I started going through this, which would have helped, but It was actually pretty tough at first, then when I got a few gear pieces it got significantly easier. I don't even know if I am going in the right way or... Oh, I already got progress for the quest, so I don't even need to kill these. Oh well, I'm getting Slayer Deed progress, and things are dying super fast, so it's not like I'm doing a huge time investment and just wasting my time. Must have had a big tick from a dot there. 72,000 and 34,000. I guess were the two hits that took him down from 100k. I don't know what hit me. I know I have a dot on me. I thought I might have seen an explosion. But something knocked me off the war steed. Okay, so 2 more places to explore. Oh yeah, I think the last time I played in Vales of Anduin you couldn't actually go up here, so that'll be nice to explore. It really was unfortunate that the time I was able to spend in this zone, as much as I was enjoying it, and I got through like all the main story quest lines in the zone, but they didn't have Shades in the Swamp yet, they didn't have the instance. I have no idea where the instance even is. Maybe it's up here in the new area. And I also was very interested in just trying to get up to that area up here, the little lake that has the waterfall here. And I never was able to do that, but at least now I'm able to re-explore it. So I need to defeat more Shades, just like suddenly shifting topic, but I need to defeat more Shades and search Lulstruck for Vargary the Wanderer. If it's like the other ones, I will not find him. And if I can, I wouldn't mind killing 6 more lost spirits just to have that quest done. I wonder, I might even just be able to leave Mighty Blow on him. That does pretty significant damage. Lost Light. Okay, I can defeat them. I feel like there's enough content, at least just from what I've seen. I haven't done it to actually know, but enough content in Minas Morgul and Minas Morgul combined with Wells of Lengthblood that I do not have to worry about XP, so as far as like getting these quests done, it's not really that important. It's just something nice to do while here. And if I was going on my other Warden, who like I already did all these quests on, it wouldn't even be an option. I'd just be like speeding through the storyline here. The Shades in the Swamp story, I mean. I don't even think I need to kill those mobs, but it is a little bit fun just getting used to combat on this character and how insanely strong I guess his gear is. So Parky, I am not sure about New Worlds. I would have to look into that one. I'm trying to broaden the games I play because I am very bad about playing like 1 or 2 games and that's about it. It is nice because I just don't spend money on a bunch of different games. And even LOTRO, I just pay VIP and buy the new expansions when they come out, which has been pretty few the past few years. So in a way, I game cheaply like that, just because I don't buy many games, but that's one reason I like free-to-play games, or at least games with free trials, so I can explore them and see if I like them. But that's getting totally off topic. But I might do Shadowlands. I probably will, but I don't know, just with WoW, BFA especially hasn't been that fun, and I haven't seen much from Shadowlands that makes me excited for it. Maybe I'm just not in the mood for the game at this time, but too excited for exploring Minas Morgul and LOTRO right now to really think about being excited for that. Yeah, the saving money is nice because I just hear from so many people that they play so many different games, and I think it's crazy because I really like to spend a lot of time in just a few games and have more of an investment that way. And with how many hours I've gotten out of LOTRO and how many hours I've even just streamed it, did not mean to use resolution there, or fierce resolve. I wonder how strong these are. It's a good time that I have it up to think about that. So yeah, the morale taps are significantly weak. Pretty much as expected. The heal here, pretty weak. And the heal here, pretty weak as well. I know the heals don't scale that well. Why am I up here? Oh, I need to search Foggery. Okay. Like, I keep getting distracted talking about things, and just since I'm staying off my mount, I keep hitting mobs I find. Totally paying zero attention to what I'm actually doing, but as far as the quest I am doing goes, I need to explore the western side up here. I think. No, I need to go down south. I was hoping I got to go to the western side, but maybe we do eventually. So, as far as WoW goes, you said you understand Battle for Azeroth wasn't good until patch 8.3. Yeah, I have heard some good things about 8.3, but the main thing with WoW that I don't like right now in the past few updates, past couple of years of it really, is I don't like their current system with like picking talents every 15 levels, like at level 15, 30, 45, etc. And I think it's really frustrating that like in the same row they have a few different things I would want, and then on some classes there's like a row where there's nothing I want. But anyway. So Terra Trotter, you just returned to LOTRO and you're about to start Moria for the first time? That's exciting. I will say I do like Moria now. Oh, I actually found one of the shades. Oh, now I can go to the northwest. So we'll finally, I think, get to see that lake that I'm excited to see, maybe. Hopefully. Either way, I plan to go up there, but it looks like I am not on the path to do that right now. Maybe I have to go around somehow. Trying to see, it's hard to see in all this tall grass, but if there's a path, I just can't really see though. So a little bit back to Moria. Oh, I'm rooted by this. What are these guys? Just like bog somethings? Not bog guardians, but the evil version of them. I'm trying to think if there's like a generic name they use at lower levels. The only part I can remember is bog. But back to Moria, if I actually get back to that. I think it's a pretty fun place. It's pretty neat. You will probably, after a while, want out very bad and want to see the sun and some nature and trees and grass and that sort of thing once you're stuck in there for a while doing all the quests. But I think it has some very fun content, and the instances in Moria are also very fun to me. So I do recommend, if you can, try to do the like 6-man instances. Okay, I guess I do need to get to the top now, because it says atop the cliff path. I just could not find the cliff path. So I'm guessing I have to go all the way back around. It's kind of hard to tell on the map here, a way to get on top of that, but we'll look around and see. So, but back to what we were talking about with WoW, you said the talent system has been ruined since the Mists of Pandaria expansion pack, and yeah, that's kind of what I agree with. That just started frustrating me more and more over time. I do prefer LOTRO system and like their old talent system where you can pick things as you level up. And I know LOTRO's system, at least for me, has its big issues, but as far as it goes, the overall system I like better. Okay, it's very hard to navigate this and see what's going on the war steed, but I think we're finally making progress in getting up the cliff here. Oh, another available quest. I feel like I'm gonna leave and have none of these quests done, but maybe we'll get some of them. This is the time I can get back on my mount. I need a keybind for my war steed. I use Shift M for the regular mount. These guys knock me off my war steed like extremely easily. I don't remember that being as much of a problem on some of my other characters. So I don't know if it's something specifically like with using Aria and never actually using my war steed, or at least my, well, the war steed, haven't done mounted combat with it, I mean. Or if it's just a thing, these mobs easily knock you off, or at this level maybe you do just get easily knocked off. So you wish they would update the graphics a little in LOTRO. I can definitely see people wanting that because somewhat I think the graphics do look good, but at the same time there are some things that are easily criticizable with them. So like if I look here, this is a good time to do it. Some of the trees there look a little pixelated and don't look great, and kind of way off in the distance you see these little things sticking up. I guess they're little bushes. I know I have a bunch of complaint about bushes in this game, but they do look a little bit odd, and it's very low resolution and not much going on like way off in the distance. So things like very far off in the distance can look bad in LOTRO, but sometimes some mountains, I think those can look pretty good. And the pine trees here, those don't look too bad. But up close, I think the textures, just because they're higher resolution, are a lot better. So I guess those are some of my thoughts with the graphics, at least. I think this is the person I need. Golthava? That was a really weird name saying it out loud. Golthava. Unless it's like Golthava? Something like that. Okay, so what am I doing? Catch up to the Maiden of Gladden, further to the west, in Gladdenmer. See, I didn't even know this place was called Gladdenmer. I know there's a server called Gladden. I'm guessing Gladden is just this general region. Gladden Fields is here. One thing I really like with LOTRO graphics is when there's bloom, so in places like Lothlorien, I am a fan of that. I'm trying to think of other zones. Forestal's really good at that. At night there's some bloom, and I just really like the look of it, at least. I know some people dislike it, but I am a fan of it. Oh, I'm actually taking a little bit serious damage. If I didn't have so much morale, I probably would be worrying a lot more about all the damage I'm taking a bit more. Oh, there's a, it doesn't show it on the map, but there's a stable master here. And it's a dwarf. Oh, it's a dockkeeper one? Is it a boat path to the northern side? Oh, this is like Evendom. That's kind of, I don't know, sad in a way that you can just like skip all that with a boat. Repair. Oh, I haven't talked about my gold. So on this server, I knew I had like some characters with a decent amount of gold. I thought maybe I had 1,000 to 2,000 gold total. It turns out I have more than that. I probably have about 4,000 to 5,000 total on this server, just more than I thought. That's probably not even much nowadays, but back in my day, that was a pretty significant amount. Did I get double bleed? Nope. It's always exciting when you can get double bleeds or just the double dots with Warden. So like Unerring Strike, you could get the 153,000 bleed here and a 51,000. That's pretty crazy. I don't even know if I'm going the right way. Let's see, Light, not Light of the Lost. I am on Shades in the Swamp, Interlude. The something, oh, I'm still catching up with the Maiden. I just stopped by there for the Stable Master, or really the boat travel path. Yeah, ray tracing would be nice in LOTRO, but at that point I start worrying about my performance. I don't even have like I don't think Actually, I don't know. If ray tracing, you have to have one of the RTX cards from NVIDIA. I would think other GPUs can at least try to do it, but I'm not familiar with how that works. I still have a GTX 970. That's like, as far as my equipment on my desktop, the things I'm looking to update or upgrade is, one, my graphics card to something, depending on when I get it and my budget for it, when I find out more about how much money I can spend freely. I was looking at maybe I think it's RTX 2600 at that point. And then the other one was GTX 1660 and maybe 1660 Ti, depending. Yeah, the AMD equivalent, that's what I was thinking. It was because I don't think those are called RTX, and I'm pretty sure they were called RTX specifically for like ray tracing, the acronym there. So I need to sprinkle soil. Is that for yeah, that's for Shades in the Swamp. Where is that? Oh, so that's all over the place. That's not even here. Well, just because I need to defeat a few more Gloom Waters, I will stay here for a little bit. I don't know, do I need to defeat Lost Spirits? Nope. Am I working on an advanced deed for them already? Defeat many dead. Wow. I've just done so much random killing, I guess, that I'm already working on an advanced deed for these guys. Do I need the little balls of light? I do need those as well. Oh yeah, getting enough goal marks, and I don't know if you need reputation, but getting enough of that stuff would be nice just to get a port to Vales of Anduin. To get more ports, I think, is always nice. That's one thing with the Warden, getting the muster skills. It's usually fairly easy. So I need one more light and 5 more wandering glooms. I think those are the little darker things. The like balls of whatever the opposite of light is. Darkness, balls of darkness. But yeah, I kind of forgot what we were talking about with the ray tracing. Oh, my computer upgrades for it. So yeah, the graphics card, I've been looking at an RTX 2060. If I could afford something like the RTX 2080 Ti, I think that's the better one, the best one of those. I would get that, but I'm just not sure on that. And then the other thing that I've really noticed the past few weeks that I could use is more RAM. So I do have 16 gigabytes of RAM, which is, I think it's a decent amount, but I really could use more. So I'm looking into getting 32 gigabytes more. And those would be the next 2 upgrades I guess I'm looking into doing for my PC. I think I mentioned that my computer just like stopped working for a while, and got Light of the Lost. 4 more Wandering Glooms. I wouldn't mind defeating them just to... Wait, Interlude, Shades in the Swamp. Did I miss something? Shades in the Swamp, Oh, Interlude is right there, but the actual quest I'm doing, it's kind of hard to see in this color. Maybe make it red. Yeah, that's a bit easier to see. Okay, and I just need 4 more Wandering Glooms. Not a big deal that I get this. Yeah, more RAM would be very helpful for editing, because it's enough to like stream. 16 gigabytes is plenty, but mainly when I have all these Chrome windows open and I'm working on editing and have like GIMP open, GIMP, for thumbnails and that type of stuff, and then I use Premiere Pro to edit, and that alone takes up a lot of RAM. I think the recommendations for that is actually 32 gigabytes for 1080p, and I use 1440p, and the recommended for 4K, so a bit above 1440p is like 64 gigabytes, I think, which is probably, I don't see why you would need 64 gigabytes for 1440p. If 1080p is only like 32 gigabytes, that's like twice as much. But anyway, as far as like editing in general with Premiere Pro, I have some issues with that and running out of RAM very quickly. And then also having like LOTRO up at the same time is nice, and OBS to record while having all that stuff open is just nice. It slows me down not being able to do all that at once, but it's something I can at least manage now until I see what my options are. Anyway, we need 3 more Wandering Glooms, just 2 more after this one. I was just doing a little bit of exploring there. This is a neat area. I'm not sure, maybe the book quest does come back here. But when I did Vales of Anduin and did like all the storylines, this whole area wasn't here, so it's just neat exploring that. But maybe I'm also thinking the instance is here, and maybe that's some of the significance of it. In fact, there are some gates here. That's why I'm wondering if you get into those somehow, or what's going on there, because that is to Eregion. So just thinking of this area where this would come out on the other side, we do have to the Misty Mountains here, which is north of Trollshaws. So we're like somewhere, I guess, on the far right of this map. It's kind of what you could think of it. This one might even show it a little bit better, but you can't see exactly where Eregion is. It's somewhere around here. And then Rivendell, Trollshaws, and Misty Mountains maybe. No, Misty Mountains is closer to Vales of Anduin. I don't know what's supposed to be north of Misty Mountains in Eriador. Maybe there's just more mountains and it's kind of hard to see here, where you get to Forodwaith there. I have no idea what's going on there. If it's just like more snowy mountains, that's as far out as you can zoom. But it just doesn't show much. I know there's the Belagir here, the Great Sea. I don't know if that extends up or just what's going on there. It'd be neat if after they do like all the significant story stuff for Lord of the Rings that they would get to that. But I should get back to chat because there have been a few things coming up while I've just been looking at the map. So Terra Trotter, you have 2 characters that are Moria ready, Landreval and Anor. You've never done any group content, it's been a while. Should you stick to Landreval your first time through? I don't think it really matters which server you would do it on. If you do, like, don't do the group content. I just like those instances, so I recommended maybe trying it, but if you aren't interested in doing them at all, yeah, see, I guess I can travel to Holtvis, or maybe... Yeah, going to Holtvis might be my best option so I can loop around, and because I have that travel, but yeah, I don't think it would really matter which server you go through on your first time through with Moria. Whichever you enjoy most, maybe. And then Parky asked if I enjoy editing videos. And sometimes I do. Sometimes it's annoying. Like the 2010 to 2019 Decade in Review video I did. That one had some annoying parts. And like when I have to do kind of the busy type stuff that I consider it, of adding in like all the effects and transitions and all that sort of stuff, it's just kind of an annoying long process. It doesn't even take all that long. But that part I don't enjoy as much. And then very much so as a pester some swarm. And then some parts about it I occasionally do like with editing, but it's not my favorite thing. As far as the editing process goes though, I enjoy creating thumbnails a lot more. Have I ever considered hiring a freelance editor? If I had the money, that would be a possibility, but my channel does not generate enough of anything for that to really be a consideration, I don't think. Oh, I need to go up here. I need to sprinkle soil. So I need to defeat orcs or goblins. I think we will take care of that right here. I know I shouldn't be using a morale tap, but I'm just so used to using them. Maybe it will give me enough of a little boost that I can survive this easily. I just know on my old warden this would have been bad news, like trying to pull that many things. I'm even taking a lot of damage here, but I am surviving just fine because I'm killing them so fast. Oh, he's bugged out. That's annoying. Maybe if I go in the tent with him? No? Oh, there we go. Oh, we only got 8 of them? That's sad. So I need to sprinkle soil or something? Or is this the area for orcs? No, this is... Oh, there's a flower here. Or do I sprinkle soil of purity on the flower? Okay, that's what's going on with that. But going back to the freelance editor topic, though, I guess the one way that would be a consideration is if having an editor, if it was like worth the investment, that having an editor could somehow boost my channel way up to where it would actually be worth that. Oh, I forgot to turn my air conditioner off. It's probably a bit loud for you all, but I might leave it on for now, and you all can let me know if it's like super loud, hard to hear me, or just too much background noise. So we can test that in this stream. It's fortunately not been too hot outside the past couple of days. It's like 73 out now. I'd probably normally have my windows open right now actually, but for 2 reasons I don't have that. For one is the outside noise. It can be a little bit noisy here. There is, I won't even say a busy street, but a street where you hear cars, and otherwise there's just some general noises and sometimes random noises. And then for 2, the noise I make with all this talking, I don't want to disturb anybody with that. So Terra Trotter, you can't hear the air conditioner. That is good to know. And hi William Willemson. You asked, what is my opinion on leveling a burglar? And also Parky can't hear anything from the fan, so that's good. The mic is facing like the opposite direction, I guess, of the... Can I not? Oh, I need a... I was like, I keep trying to pick that up, but I just need to click that. I probably won't do these. I don't think you can get much of a reward from them where it's like really worth doing on Loueyden, but... Yeah. So leveling a burglar. So Parky's a freelance video editor. I may be going back to that a little bit later, but to get to William's question about opinion on leveling a burglar, I think a lot of people find it a fun class, and it's a good class to level if you enjoy it. They are able to manage a lot of things soloing. They have crowd control where if you accidentally get too many enemies, you can manipulate them enough, like stun them, knock them out, daze them, that sort of thing, to where you can survive a bit better. You have like emergency cooldowns, and if you enjoy like the fantasy of the stealth-based class and that part of it, it's also pretty good for leveling in those regards. You can sneak past a lot of things if you're in the mood for that. Okay, so we're back to the Goblin Town soldiers, and I think I need to find a spot to plant something. The Shades in the Swamp, that would have been a really nice thing to do, I think, while doing the rest of the Vales of Anduin. It just would have added something else to do while going through the storyline, and I remember visiting all of these places doing regular quests, so doing them at the same time I think would be nice. Maybe in future characters down the road that would be a possibility for me to do. But otherwise with the burglar, it's not my personal favorite class. But I have recently leveled a burglar to like 30, 35, 37, something. I get knocked off my war steed so easy, but somewhere around there, mid-30s. And it was pretty fun. I just got, honestly, a little burnt out of low-level LOTRO content. At that time, I leveled quite a few characters. I made like a bunch of new alts, and he just happened to be one of the ones that caught behind, and so did my hunter, who's only 20-something. So the Bergs and their damage typically sucking is at least not true right now, because they are one of the highest DPS classes in the game. And while leveling, like my level 30 something burglar right now, he can even one-shot enemies sometimes from stealth if I get like a big crit. So their damage is pretty good right now, and I think as far as that goes, it's pretty fun. And is another good reason to level them, because sometimes you can get a nice crit and one-shot mobs from stealth with the right attack. So no issues with damage right now. I think in the past, before they were updated, which was quite a while ago, they did have a bit of issues with damage, but that was when Standing Stone Games, the developers of LOTRO, were working on updating all the classes, and then they made it to Burglar eventually, where they now do good damage and are one of the best DPS classes. And on top of that, they are pretty necessary for their support line. Usually want one support burglar, and having damage burglar in your raid or group is not a problem, which is like not even about the leveling. So with leveling, you shouldn't have any issues with damage. That's one thing with LOTRO, is the in-game balance does change pretty frequently, so some things you might hear even from a year ago are outdated. One example I can think of is just a few months ago, Lightning Runekeeper was the best DPS, and now I think Burglar and Warden would be the top two. And Runekeeper fell down after being nerfed. So just things like that happen, and as far as the end-game meta goes, that can change pretty quickly, but I don't think burglars are ever expected to be really bad again, or any class hopefully isn't going to be really bad again, but sometimes they do need to adjust stuff. And I will say, Standing Stone Games, they can be a bit slow on that sometimes, unfortunately, but I feel like they've done better the past couple years about that compared to like before Mordor, really. At least maybe around Northern Mirkwood, and when they did update 23 and did that raid set, I just felt like they were doing the balance patches a little bit better timing on that. I think we have definitely killed 12 orcs or goblins by now, so just need to plant one more flower after this one. So I was thinking it was kind of frustrating having to go around this whole zone, not really the whole zone, but a big chunk of it, just to plant soil on these flowers, or sprinkle soil. I guess I'm not planting the soil. I saw a shiny thing I got distracted by. We'll go back to that after killing these orcs. Hey Space Ape, I remember you from a long time ago. It's nice to see you again. Alright, thanks William. Hopefully we'll have a good rest of the stream, and I'm glad you love my videos, and thanks for stopping by the stream. Hope you enjoy. I'm guessing you are going to be making a burglar. Hope you enjoy that. And I got on my regular mount on accident, but with how quickly I get off my war steed, I seem to barely be able to stay on it. I don't think that's going to be much of a problem, except that I'm slowed right now and not running into any enemies. This is actually the time when the war steed would have stayed up. I think I have to go around these mountains. At first I wasn't sure if it was like a hill, but I just had to turn the camera a little bit and there is a mountain up there. Yeah, I feel like I would have been knocked off my worsted just by getting hit a little bit there. I don't know why it is so squishy. Hi, Jengi. I am, let's see, 23 years old? No, yeah, 23 years old. Took me forever to think about that. I'm not even like super old. And it's already hard to remember how old I am. I feel like after about 20, I think 18 and 21 are the significant years around this range, and after that, don't really keep track of it as much. I think this connection from like Duskenvale to Lothlorien was really well done as well. The landscape as far as this goes, I think, is one of the better areas they've had. Or at least one of the better areas. What am I trying to think that connects somewhere, I guess? Like, it seems like some of the other areas are just such sharp transitions. There's not really much blending into the borders of areas from other zones, it seems like. Also because places is going way back to like Gondor, they're just so similar between the different Gondor zones and things like that. There's not much to transition between. So what are we doing here? Oh, I still need to do one more of the soils. While we're here, we might as well get our orc killing in. Oh, here's the flower, but I feel like I can't let all of these orcs live. And there's one more little camp up here. Oh, this guy's an elite. I actually remember that. I forgot about it, but once I saw him, it reminded me there's an elite up here, and that was fun to see when I first went through this zone. Should probably have him as my main target if I can find him. Is he back here? No, that's a little archer. There he is. He has a significant amount of health. I feel like I can actually use some of my skills and see a little bit how strong this character is. Although he is dying. Now that I got a few of my bleeds up, he is dying pretty quickly. Should hit this archer some. And I would say Loueyden is pretty strong. Able to take on quite a few orcs at once. That one's sleeping peacefully, but I can't let him stay there. Yeah, I think my warden, the other one, the one I went through the zone first on, I did have issue with it. I don't think much issue, but I'm trying to remember when I did Duskenvale, because my warden when I went through this zone was only like level 119 I think to start, or maybe even 118. And my gear was really bad. I need to plant the flower. I wonder what my deed progress is. So I'm at 66 out of 80 for Orc Slayer here. Hey Jon Snow, how can I read the quest text in 1440p? Well, I think my eyesight is pretty good, so that does help, but I am close enough to my screen that it is fairly easy for me to read it. It's smaller than definitely, but I also like that the UI takes up such little space. But yeah, for me, I don't have much issue. It's big enough to read and kind of actually like the smallness of it, but I don't know if it's close enough to the screen. If I scoot like way back, is a bit harder to read the quest text, but I'm trying to think of a smaller screen or a bigger screen, 1440p. One of those might be harder, because I have a 32-inch monitor as my main one. I got it, I think it was extremely cheap when I bought it. It was like $200, which is a lot for a monitor, I guess, but that was quite a while ago. And it was, yeah, I think $200 for 1440p and 32-inch and its IPS panel. And as far as like playing MMOs go, I much prefer IPS panel. The color is a lot better. So the text is too small for you. Yeah, that's unfortunate with LOTRO. The text scaling isn't great. Like if I want to scale it up, with quest text you can zoom in a little bit. I don't know if you've tried this and it helps a little bit, but you can scale the quest text like there up. I don't know, when you accept a quest and do all that, maybe you can do that as well. You could try that if you do want to try it at like higher resolution. I kind of forgot about that. But otherwise, in general, like with LOTRO and the user interface, it doesn't do scaling too well with resolutions above 1080p, which is unfortunate. It's hard to tell because I've sent so much gold to this character from my alts, but I'm probably getting a lot from all the mobs I'm killing, and once I finally get selling, it'll be fun to see, I think, how much gold you start getting at 130. Hi Tyler Durden, how much money am I paying SSG to actually play? Is that one of the perks? If you're talking about these server issues, I just seem to be very fortunate to not run into those. Actually, thinking about it, my FPS is fairly high for when I stream. It's at 60. Yeah, I would recommend trying I need to actually find out how to get up this cliff again. I think it's right here behind this tree. Go up and then turn around at some point, but yeah, it's at the bottom left, and you can keep clicking to zoom. You can zoom way in there if you need it like really big, but hopefully that can help you if you want to play at the higher resolution and have the text be a little bit more readable. What am I? There I am. Just trying to open the inventory. Time to clear some stuff up. Don't need champion stuff. I actually should start filtering this stuff because I don't want it on this character. I guess I'm used to my other level 120 characters having pretty much all of that already filtered for the classes that I am not on them, so I stopped looting all this stuff. Be nice if there was like a destroy all third ages, or just if you could sell them for even a copper, just to make it easier to get rid of them and not have to delete them and feel like you need to filter them. It's kind of similar with loot boxes. You get so many, especially at the lower levels, that eventually I filter them. This path, I think, is a little bit annoying just because there are so many mobs, and if I try to get on my war steed, they knock me off so easily. Maybe if I went through a regular mount, I wouldn't be knocked off so much and could get through quicker, but at least it's fine. I kill these things really fast, but if you're like a normally geared level 120, it might be a bit more annoying to go through. So I think probably should have made sure, yeah, I do need to return up here. The green one for the interlude is still back here, the ring for that, but this one's up. Thought I hit everything already that was in the path, but I guess not. We can just keep going like this. Jon Snow, this is the regular map for Vales of Anduin zone. It's, yeah, just the regular one. Like if I zoom out, it's in specifically like this zone is Vales of Anduin here. And if you're talking about some stuff on the map, you can filter some things up here at the top. If you're like not used to seeing some things or you're used to seeing a lot of different things. Oh, that's the fancy map. If you ever use this one, you can press Shift C to open this panel up. Unfortunately, I don't need to pay too much attention to combat, but this one has all the zones and their borders and all like the travel points within them. So there's like Gladdenmere Northern Shore, which is right up here on this map. You can travel there with like mithril coins. I can't do that while in combat. Just another like convenient thing to think about. I think this is Moria here, and I don't see Mordor on it. Or is this is Mordor, I think. Yeah, that's Mordor. I don't know if like Minas Morgul, there's all the different Minas Tiriths. Morgul Vale, I think, is what that would be. The only thing I'm kind of curious about now is the whatever Mordor Besieged, I think that's what it's called, that we'll eventually get to with questing. So Vales of Anduin, that is the update 24 zone, so it's not an expansion. It was the zone before the Minas Morgul expansion and the 4th zone after the Mordor expansion. It's a level 120 zone. Everything here is 120. But it's my favorite high level zone. My favorite zone above like level 75, which is very nice. That's why I'm excited, just because this zone was so fun and some parts of like Northern Mirkwood and Dale were fun, and a lot of the zones I would say after the Gondor, Pelennor, Anorian. I don't even know, I should probably find out a better name for that Pelennor area. See, it's like far Anorian, Old Anorian, and maybe that has Pelennor included in it. That's why I call them like both. But yeah, the Anorian zones and region, Anorian and Gondor areas, those were some of my least favorite areas for questing in the entirety of LOTRO. So you bought all the quest packs on sale, so you don't know if you have it? Well, if you don't have it, maybe you've heard there's the coupon code for LOTRO free quest. There's only like 3 or 4 days left for that. 4 more days actually. It lasts till the end of August. So if you haven't used that, I recommend using that code just in case you haven't gotten a quest pack or if you have missed one. What are we doing? Make my way through the torrential passage to the chamber where Gulthava keeps her friends. I'm guessing that means up here. Wow. I feel like those waves would... This is a pretty neat area, but those waves would have knocked most people all the way back. Oh, this is Gulthava's friend. For some reason I wasn't expecting it to be a shade, but that's okay. Oh, so that's why you download the game and use that code. Yeah, it's a very good time to start LOTRO. There's like 4 more days left with that. Anybody somewhat halfway, just like a tiny bit interested in LOTRO should, I think, download the game, make an account, and just use that code just in case they ever do consider playing, so you have all that content for free. Oh, I need to hurry back down. I wasn't paying too much attention to the quest. I was paying a bit of attention. I know Golthova's friend there was talking, but I didn't see the quest updated to head back down the torrential passage. Oh, there's Elrond here. Intruders, interlopers. That reminds me of the skirmish storm on Methydras, where the old woman of the mountain or something, pretty sure she was old woman of something, I think it was mountain, but she said like Etra destroy these interlopers. Interlopers just isn't a word I hear that often, so I guess that's the first thing I think of when I hear that word. Lead the way. Oh yeah, the server issues. I said this already, but I've been fortunate, like the timing that I've tried to play LOTRO has been when the servers haven't had much issues. So like, when there was that period where Arkenstone was down 9 days, I think there were a couple times I tried to play, but I was still mainly playing on a Northern, or pretty much only playing on a Northern. And that one wasn't down as much. And I think there were a couple times I logged in and like couldn't play, or even it was down, so I didn't even like consider logging in, but that was a time when I was really busy anyway. And similar with the more recent issue, when there was that update maybe a week ago, I don't remember exactly, but I also wasn't really able to play LOTRO much at that time. I think earlier this week, even Monday, some servers were still having issues. I don't know how it is now, but I haven't had issues on Arkenstone or Anor, the 2 servers I play. One thing with following the story that you could have issue with is if you read the text in the regular chat log. That might be a bit difficult. I don't know if you can increase the size of that text. Can change the color and a bunch of things like that, but then the text they have above, like their heads when they speak, at least for me it seems a lot larger, so maybe that's a bit easier to read. Just checking my stream because I can't actually see. Oh, there we go. Now I can see what's going on a little bit more. Because with OBS, because of the performance issues, I have the preview disabled, which I don't know if it's really a permanent solution, but it's at least a temporary one that I can work with. And there's not too much that I really need the preview for, besides when I first start the stream. I still can look at like all the audio and that stuff. But one thing is, with Streamlabs, it'd be nice to see when like subscribers or anything, any tips or things like that come in. And I thought I've set up my alert box. I've tried to set that up so many different times, but it doesn't actually alert me when somebody subscribes. So I often miss those, even though the pop-up should always be coming up at the bottom left if somebody does subscribe. Ready to continue. I really feel like I should at some point try and learn a bit more about Lord of the Rings. Since I'm not too familiar with the lore, sometimes it's a bit hard for me to follow the story. I think if I followed like the story and everything from the beginning, things would make more sense if I actually took my time with that, but that's not something I'm as interested in doing, actually taking the time for that. But it looks like I need to talk to Gandalf inside the Beorning Husk here. Don't think I have any travel that can take me there. I think on this character I might... No, I'm a warden. I should have muster and Bree. Actually, yeah, I'm a warden. I can just swift travel to Beorning Husk after I hit these things and use one of my muster skills. There we go. Muster and... Oh, I don't have muster and Bree? Maybe that's one I do need to buy with reputation. But I can do a Stelden. Actually, Oscar without's a more convenient one. I guess because this character was boosted with the Valar, I don't have many muster skills that like my other wardens have had. So like, I was going to say Loueyden, but I guess he's one that didn't have many. But like my main warden on this server, and even the one on Anor, and I feel like my one on Landreval, but maybe not, but they just have more muster skills. This one only has like 3, 4. I have Return to Rivendell, which is pretty useless if I have muster in Rivendell. But here I can just go to South Bree. And let me get muster in Rivendell up here. Rid of the kite, don't need return to Rivendell, the racial trait. Actually, I can look at my racial traits and see if I can improve anything there. Know to be most optimal. I don't know why this has a green border around it. It's kind of odd. Maybe... Oh, that's weird. Oh well, got it back. Yeah, I only have these 4. I know to be most optimal though, I would want to switch to a one-handed sword, but I'm actually not sure if I plan to do that. I like spears too much. That's why I really wish weapons were just cosmetic and LOTRO, and as far as like different one-handers versus each other, that they would all have the same performance basically. And you can just choose the weapon type you want. I forgot what I was doing here, so let's actually get on track and go to Holtvis, and then I can do Beorning Husk from there. I almost feel like it's taking longer to go this way, but probably shorter overall than trying to run all the way back. And there's a bee. I remember something about a cosmetic bee. I guess that's what it looks like. I don't know when that was added or how you even get it, but I just remember hearing something about it. Maybe it's like from the farmer's fair or one of the festivals. A lot of stuff like that seems to be from those. Those also look like giant beehives. I don't know if that's what they're supposed to be, but I'm guessing because they're the Beornings and they love the honey, so they like having bees around. Oh, I think Hurry Filter this stuff just didn't destroy it. Okay, got that. So let's see what this quest reward. These are some teal gear pieces. So they should be, if they're level 120 in teal, and kind of the one of the last, I think, level 120 quest lines, they should be pretty good. But compared to mine that I got from the Valar, they are significantly worse, I would say. I don't think the essence slots can come close to making up for that. On top of that, mine are just higher item level, which is a good approximate for how strong gear is. I'll just choose the ones that sell for the most. I don't know if it would be worth trying to get the teal ones. I don't know if you can get like a cosmetic set out of these, or if it would even look good. That is one like consideration, but I'll just get the heavy armor ones that sell for the most. Okay, the depths of Kidzul Kala. That looks like it's the instance, so I'll accept that. But it looks like we are ready for chapter 11.1, which is the, I think, part of the Black Book of Mordor. Chapter 11.1. Yep, so we are on track to start that today. Still pretty early, and I think it's a good time to go ahead and get started with that. So that was kind of going to be the second part of the stream if I even made it that far. But I made it that far pretty early. Just earlier than I expected. Even after what just happened, I didn't expect the Vales of Anduin or Shades in the Swamp to be done, but I guess it makes sense too. We did pretty much everything going on there. But I'll talk to Elrond, and then I'll talk to him again and see from there. Can go ahead and hide these Lost Lore things. Again, I don't plan on doing those on this character. Wow, somebody's buying 50 of the Scrolls of Max Power or Morale for 7,000 gold. I think the ones I have are probably bound to account. Yeah, I have 11 of those. They're bound to account. They're probably useful if you're trying to do the hardest, like tier 5 raids. Maybe even some lower tiers, but just the harder raid content. Okay, so I wonder if for that quest, let's look at the instance panel and see if I can launch anything like that. The depths, I still need to discover it probably. Yeah, I need to discover it even though I was like right there. Oh, this character doesn't even have Sandbrog. He probably needs to discover like all the raids still. I actually forgot about Hammer of the Underworld and the Defensive Menace tier with both of those epic battles. I remember retaking Pelargir because as far as epic battles go, it's my favorite one. Osgiliath ones you don't need to explore. I think all the In Their Absence ones you do. Oops, I didn't even mean to launch that. Asgad, Mazul, the Chamber of Shadows. I don't remember if that is what that one's from. Anvil of Winterstith, I know that's the Grey Mountains raid. I thought there were more Grey Mountains instances. Like Thickle Gundu. I think that was the name of one of them. Wonder where that is. Plateau of Gorgoroth, that's Mordor, I think. Grey Mountains, there's the regular instances. I guess those are instance. These are non-scaling, so the non-scaling is the raid. Just so many different instances compared to the Anor server that I've been playing on for a long time. Having all these instances in the panel again, I just wanted to look at them for a minute. Okay, so we got to meet them in the Gladden Fields. Maybe while I'm in the I don't know, we'll see where I go after that quest, but while in the Gladden Fields I might go ahead and try to discover the instance. It'd be something good to do. I just wish I happened to go near the discovery for it anyway when I was there, because I was exploring a little bit, just never actually found that. And I even thought it was a possibility that the instance was there. I remember when this used to be the Beorning starting zone. I think it still is. It's still like the same thing, just the old version. I'm actually not entirely sure how their starting zone works now. I thought it was changed a little bit with this update. It's probably, if I had to guess though, just an instance off part of like what it used to look like there for their starter zone. Or starter zone, I mean like the intro, I guess it's called the intro. The regular starter zones are like Bree and Loueyden and the Shire. This place really reminds me of the Shire. I guess the rolling hills part of it, the Beorning lands here, and even this area a little bit just reminds me of the Shire. And one of the areas, I like so many parts of Vales of Anduin, just the landscape of the zone. You know, like all the variation, that it's not all just the same thing. You get a bunch of different varieties here. You even get some like big cliffs and the river running through. You get a swamp. Just, I think, a bunch of good variety makes it fun and more interesting to go around the zone. It's more like, so you could have zones like Rohan that are a little bit kind of realistic, or at least solid recreations of what Rohan's supposed to look like in the Lord of the Rings, but as far as like an actual gaming experience in those zones, it's a bit rough to me. West Rohan doesn't look as bad as East Rohan so far when I'm going through it again on the Legendary server, but yeah, just thinking about that, and even something like Gondor, there's just not too much variation to me where it's, as far as player experience in the game, I feel like zones like this are much more fun to go through, and even more fun to explore, I think. You know, similar with Mordor, everything was on fire there, which I get the theme of that, but it still makes it feel a little too samey sometimes going through it. Like for just comparison to another game, World of Warcraft, something like Northrend I really like because there are a bunch of different zones and there is good variation between them. And I wouldn't really compare the Vales of Anduin here to a full expansion at WoW like Northrend, but just kind of that little bit of comparison. There's a lot of variation, a lot of different areas, themed areas, like Wolfden's different than the Beorning Lands, and then you have Wood's Edge here with Rosgobel. And then even Duskenvale and Gladden Fields, all those are a bit different. So questing through the areas, I think that's just something that contributes to how fun I found the zone and how enjoyable the experience was. Oh, we're past up where we need to go. Definitely one thing the War Steed is nice for is traveling areas fast. Oh, I have quite a few points, so I want to try to get whatever I can to boost the speed. I don't know exactly how you get that. I don't know if it's like a yellow. I don't think it's a oh, there it is, dash. That's the one I want. I don't really care where the rest of my points go. Maybe I need endurance, like not even care about the stuff. If the War Steed's just for traveling, I'll go ahead and get endurance, so maybe it can survive a little bit better when I get hit by random mobs, and armor. Sure, we can get that. Alright, oh, I get one more point. How about a fate rating? It's just like the most random things I got, but hopefully that helps a little bit with the traveling. And the main thing I was really interested in anyway was dash, so just gotta keep that up, and then I can travel very fast. Straight into the water where I get knocked off anyway. Very foggy right here. I also like that this zone is colorful. So like when I do thumbnails for videos, this zone provided some of the best like bright, colorful backgrounds. I don't even know like if that's a good thing, but it just seemed to be effective. And create some good like just landscapes to have in the background. Oh, that chapter was quick. So this is Shade of Isildur. Retrieve weather-stained coffer from Sharky's Slough. For some reason, I was not expecting to have to do too much here in the Gladden Fields, but it's okay. I think this area here isn't the most pretty. It's a swamp, but all the brigands here, it's fun to kill them, like it was fun to kill the orcs back in Duskenvale when we had to pour the soil on the plant. feel like, I wonder if my game audio, what happened to it? Because I just realized it's been very quiet, and maybe because I haven't been fighting things, but I can't really hear anything. Guess I'm so used to there just being like general noise around that it being quiet was weird. Okay, so I need to retrieve the weather-stained coffer, which is near me, I think. No, still have to go up a little bit. Oh, so these are half-orcs. I thought a lot of them were like regular brigands. Maybe some of them are, but all I'm seeing are half-orcs here. But that means I think they, count as the half-orc / orc slayer deed. I think I used goad somehow. I don't even know how I got that gambit used. One of these dots I think is pretty strong, that one. For some reason my U button wasn't working. And then the coffer looks like it's right there. Oh yeah, the air conditioner, that's also another thing, just the white noise. There I go, getting knocked off my horse steed from the dot, but just the white noise from that, maybe I got used to having that. Again, if that is bothersome, do let me know, but I think from what I heard earlier, you all can't hear it that much. It also might be something I'm a little bit nitpicky about background noise when I was like testing my audio setup and just the new setup in general, listening to every little thing, trying to get everything set up right. That maybe having that on could notice it like a little bit at higher volume levels. I think I was in combat with something, but I don't even see what I would have been in combat with, because this ruffian, I guess he would, I don't know if he was an half-orc or a brigand. Probably not that rat. But I thought I got in combat with something, but maybe I wasn't. And I just realized my cosmetic outfit, I don't have anything actually showing. I guess this whole time I've been without my weapons and stuff on my back. That's a bit weird. The shield I'll probably hide, unless it looks super weird without that. No, that looks a little bit better to me. But after all this time, we've been going almost an hour and a half, and I just realized I didn't have my weapons on my back the whole time. So this place is called Tol Sind. This little hill here. Don't know the significance of it, besides this is like where this little meeting area is. So use memories of the Great Alliance and be transported to Mordor Besieged, the Second Age. Oh, so this is, I believe we're in the Third Age, is what this is considered. Like the era of LOTRO in general is considered the Third Age. So we're going back to the Second Age for this. Oh, I clicked that thing. I was like getting ready to say super excited to finally get into Mordor Besieged. And this place, okay. Based on the map, I did look at the map a little bit before we got here, and I was actually going to open the map before I actually teleported here, but based on the map, I thought this would be a very green zone and kind of ugly, but just immediately looking around, it doesn't look as ugly as I thought it would be, maybe when we get out of the landscape. And I mean ugly, like not necessarily in a bad way, but ugly as in kind of like Mordor, Ingmar, that type of ugly. Like supposed to be a little bit ugly. But we can go ahead and accept all these quests and get started with Mordor Besieged. I might have to update the title a little bit after the stream, just because I wasn't necessarily expecting to get like this far into it. I thought there'd be more with the Black Book of Mordor, more with the Shades and the Swamp storyline. It was like the prelude to the next chapters in Black Book of Mordor. So I just thought there'd be more going on and less getting into the Minas Morgul content with Mordor Besieged. And speaking of Minas Morgul content, I actually have not purchased this expansion yet. We're still in like that free period for like 4 more days, so I have a few days to decide how I'm going to buy it, but I should be able to get it. But I just had to decide if I want like the middle tier one, which comes with another 120 Valor boost, with seeing how good this is. You know, maybe that's worth it. Hey Graham Murray, he asks if you can fly eagles in this game. Not to my knowledge. I feel like that would be a very big topic if you could. It actually was like back when WoW introduced flying mounts. I remember it being a big thing in LOTRO, like some people wanting flying mounts, which would be eagles, and then a lot of people also not wanting it. So far they haven't introduced it, and I don't really expect it to ever be a thing that comes into LOTRO. So no flying eagles for now. Looks like I am getting wood and stone for patching the defenses of Dingarth. I guess Dingarth is this town in Mordor Besieged. The first little area here. And somehow me getting a few wood pieces and stones will really help with that. Not even sure if I'm getting enough stuff for like 1 door, but if I can help with the defenses just by getting these little things, then I guess that's what I'll do. Spoiled provisions, what is that? Oh, remove spoiled food. That is for a different quest, not for the book quest, but just another thing I need to do in this town. My inventory is getting pretty full. Eventually, I'll need to do something about that. Can go ahead and filter more of these third ages. Okay, so you've been thinking about trying LOTRO out, Graham, and your mind's been in Middle Earth a lot lately. Yeah, we do have like regular mounts that you can ride horses, and some of the fancier mounts you can have elks and what are they called, goats. For Moria specifically, you actually need a goat for your mount, and then you also have war steeds, which are just faster horses. But I think LOTRO now is a very good time to try LOTRO out, because there is a coupon code that lets you get all the quest content for free, all the non-expansion quest content I should say. And that is, if you're just like even a tiny bit interested in LOTRO, a good time to download it and create an account and get like set up with it, just to use that coupon code in the LOTRO store. So I don't think you all can see the LOTRO store when I open it, but yeah, just doing that to unlock all the content for free, which is traditionally one of the things, more negative things about LOTRO, is how much a lot of that stuff costs to play the regular content in the game. But I'll type out, if you are interested in that, I'm pretty sure LOTRO free quest is the coupon code. But there is only like 4 days left with that. They announced it, I think, sometime in the middle of July or something like that, where you had like over a month to do that. But anybody like just starting now or just starting after this ends, it's very unfortunate for them to miss out on that. So I try to share it with everybody that has some interest in the game, just because it's very, just a really good thing, good deal if you're interested in it. And it would really suck to have somebody super interested in the game that like just starts now and not know about it and find out about it like after it ends. Hopefully, I really hope this does make Standing Stone Games, or the developers of LOTRO, they consider doing something like this more permanent, at least non-expansion content, making that free. I know a lot of other games do that. You will not lose the quest after the first. That's why this coupon code's significant, because it unlocks it permanently for you. And they're also running a sale, I guess I should mention, on the expansion content. So the expansion quest packs, there are 4 of those that are 99 LOTRO points, which is 100 LOTRO points you could somewhat equivalently say is $1. It's not quite that. But that's also a sale that's going on for the next 4 days. And that would be for some of the level 56 and some of the level 50 to or 60 to 65 content, and then the 60 to 6, if I get my numbers right, 65 to 75, 75 to 85, and then 85 to 95. The content there is covered by expansions, unfortunately, 4 expansions through that time, but there are some zones that are included with this quest packs. It's very confusing with LOTRO. I'm probably doing a bad job explaining it right now, but I did make a video on that where it's a lot more cohesive and probably understand things better. Okay, what am I doing? Still getting salves? I feel like I'm just clicking a bunch of random things, helping people out on the town while I'm doing all this talking, but not actually knowing what I'm doing, not paying enough attention for that. I have a ring up here on the map, but oh, maybe it's for this salve, which I think I just need 1 more of these. I still need to remove 2 more spoiled foods. Oh, now I need to treat wounded soldiers. That would be a good thing to do with the salve, so we'll do that. And the Lore Master is a good class. I don't think there's really a bad class in LOTRO. It just depends on what you enjoy, and some of them are like for some specific things not that great, but a lot of them have their uses and for certain things really great. So like the Lore Master is good at AoE burst damage, and they're good at having pets, as in they're the only class with like animal pets. Captains have pets, but they're more like herald companions. And they're also, Lore Masters are really good at support and have a lot of utility. And as far as just like soloing, if you're just interested in exploring the content of LOTRO and exploring Middle Earth, they're a good class for that as well. They're probably somewhere between my 4th and 5th favorite class, which might sound bad, but actually consider them a class I like. It's just I do have a few others that I typically enjoy more. Let's see, what else do I need to do? While awaiting repair, I'm guessing that's not a gather supplies, but that is a repair fortifications. I'm really not sure what that little wood piece does, that somehow adding a little wood piece to this thing, this wall, really bolsters the defenses. When there's nothing really behind it, you like get straight to the structure, which looks a lot more sturdy than the little wall, and you can just go around it. And it's just like that tiny piece, so that's pretty funny, I think, at least. Lore Master is good for soloing. And what kind of pets can you have? You can have, so they're animal-based pets. I'm not too sure what this wall really does either. The repairs on it, I think, did a little bit better, but I'm still not sure what the point of that wall is too much. So they can have a bear, a raven pet, and then there are a couple cats. There is a lynx and a saber-toothed tiger you can get. What other pets can they have? They can have a bog guardian, which is an odd-shaped creature that's pretty tall. It's kind of hard to describe. Yeah, Lore Masters are good for soloing. What do I still need to do? Still need to remove spoiled food. So the red quest, remove spoiled food, is over on this end of the town. I'll go ahead and make my milestone here as well. For spoiled provisions. Thought I already got this one, but maybe not. So Bog Guardian, trying to think of the other pets. They have this little like ball of light pet that does a little bit of healing and buffing, but it's not the best, especially for soloing. That pet won't help too much. And then you can, so in LOTRO you have like 3 specializations you can go into on each character. You have a blue line, a red line, and a yellow line. So I think if I switch here, I'm not spec'd, or maybe I am spec'd. Okay, so if I just hit respecialize here, that's what it looks like. For the lore master, the blue one here focuses on the pets, and they can get an eagle in that. And there's a really fun skill. You'd have to be pretty high level to get it, but at the end of the blue line, you can get a skill that summons a whole bunch of animals at once, and they last a few seconds, like maybe even up to 30 seconds. So that's pretty fun with the lore master. It's one of my favorite things on them. And it's a good thing for solo. Okay, we got all of the food provisions finally. I still need to treat 4 wounded soldiers and gather 1 more set of supplies. Okay, so now I just need to find these soldiers, which... Okay, I gotta take the supplies to a different town, it looks like. This one looks enough like a town, that one might be more of a camp. But got 1 quest ready to turn in. What are we getting? Sigils of Imlad Ithil. Alright. Yeah, the trait tree, as they're called in LOTRO, are like the talent trees in WoW. You go through, as you level up, you get trait points, and you just pick the traits you want. The main difference compared to WoW is you specialize into one of the lines first, so like the blue line, red line, or yellow line, and then depending on your specialization, so like I'm in the red line here on this character on the Warden, and if I want to pick something in the blue line or the yellow line, it would cost 2 trait points. And normally in the red line it'd just be 1 trait point. So there are some slight differences with that, and you get bonuses just for like choosing one as your specialization. So like all these things on the left here are just bonuses for being in the red line. But yeah, that's how the specs work, I guess, in LOTRO a bit. So what are we doing next? I have a red ring here, so I will just go to that. Can use force march and walk a little bit faster. That guy is running really fast. His find the path, I don't know, it looked like he was running a lot faster than plus 30%. I want to try to find a vendor. That's like one of my favorite things to do, find the people I talk to barter my tokens for and see what I can get out of that, but I don't see anybody here at this town that offers anything like that. Maybe if I filter it on the map. No, I have all that stuff showing. Maybe you have to go to, if I can find it, maybe you have to go to Morgul Vale and it will be somewhere there. Let's see, I got to try to get, here's how you get to Mordor Besieged. So far, I am pretty impressed with this zone, though. I know we've just been stuck in this town, but I think we finally get to move out and gather Solok meat. I have no idea what a Solok is. This reminds me a little bit of the Barons in World of Warcraft. It doesn't look like anything else I have seen in LOTRO. There's some elements I can think of different zones, like maybe, what's that place called? I'm gonna go to it on the map just to see it. Not Dunland. a little bit of Nancurin near there, the Isengard zone. Well, if I can try to get to it. I think West Rohan, Entwood. Maybe a little bit of the Entwood it reminds me of. I'm not even sure if that's the right zone I'm thinking of, but I will say I do really like this landscape so far, and just based on the map, the color of the map, it being like just looking like this, I didn't expect it to be quite like this. Here, let's kill our first enemy in the zone and make it a Craven. That's like the most boring thing you can choose as the first mob to kill. Wow, you pull one of those and a whole bunch of them come swarming you. It's pretty neat. What's this thing, a Stoneclaw here? What is the deed? So the deed is learn of the many battles fought by the Great Alliance. Is that just to like kill things, I guess? So yeah, my very first impressions with Minas Morgul, or Mordor Besieged at least, and the Minas Morgul expansion are very positive just based off of this area right here. I think it's pretty neat to see. It really reminds me of zones in World of Warcraft though, more than anything in LOTRO, which is a bit odd, but Lord Goblin, if you're asking about my trait point, if I'm saving for anything specific, I am, so I'm like trying to go further in the yellow line. I finished out everything with the red line, and I don't have enough trait points where I can like continue in the yellow line, since it costs 2 points to get these traits. And that's why they're grayed out, because I can't do anything with them. There is a hill beast. Thought it looked familiar. I wasn't expecting to find those there, but I don't even know. I didn't have any expectations to begin with. I have no idea why I used ambush, but it's a fun skill sometimes, just not too much use out of it. Here's a warg. I feel like I need to get distracted and kill every enemy type that I see. Yeah, so we're in the Second Age right now. I'm not the most familiar with the Lord of the Rings lore, but I'm pretty sure the game in general is set in the Third Age. Don't think... Oh no, there's something about a Fourth Age, I'm not sure. Might be totally off on that. But maybe the game is set in the Fourth Age. For some reason that just like popped into my head. Maybe that was a thing, but maybe it's not. Okay, so for chapter 11.3, we need to defeat orcs. Oh, that's the Solok. It's a very big mob for it to only be a signature. With how OP my gear is from the boost, I should have no trouble killing these. This is another thing that reminds me of the Barons in WoW, is just the big animals. It's kind of the Thunderheads? I don't know if that's what they're called. This might be a lot of signatures I'm pulling at once, but we'll see. I feel good going into this fight. This is actually the time I want to use the range thing. I probably would have wanted to start the fight with this. Oh, and then I totally messed up because I didn't get the last gambit builder, but it all worked out. Oh, here's an orc. Here is a slain warrior. Bury the bodies. Is this like an auto bestow quest or just one I didn't see that I had? Okay, one I did not see that I had already. So you think the Fourth Age starts after the War of the Ring? Yeah, so I'm thinking LOTRO is set in the Third Age then. At one point I was more familiar with this back when I was like streaming, and I've always been not too familiar with the lore, but some people were helping me a little bit with that and learn more about the ages and just different general lore things within the Lord of the Rings, and by the association in LOTRO, because this is, I think I've heard it's pretty good with the lore, like recreating what's in the books and expanding upon the parts that weren't like mentioned too much. Ithil Skarn deposit. That actually looks like a neat color deposit. Looks like it's a very valuable thing to try to get. Hey Mark Leon. Trying to think, that looks like something in another zone I've seen. Just kind of similar structure. It's probably similar to the one that's like there in the regular Mordor non-besieged version. So you still need to bury bodies. What color is that quest? That is Respecting the Fallen, which is blue here, so south of me. I'm just having fun exploring and doing things now as I get quest progress. That's like a good thing. So far these quests, I don't have any complaints about them. I know that's been one thing that I've been skeptical with new zones, even though I've liked some of the more recent ones. Just actually enjoying the quests. Like, it was kind of similar with Vales of Anduin, which I did enjoy. I've talked a bunch about it being one of my favorite zones in a while, but I wasn't sure going into it that I would enjoy it. I'm having trouble with my gambits here. I was trying to do an AoE, I know, to hit the Cave Claw, but there we go. Just need to get a few hits and get my dots up and things will eventually die. Yeah, I want to get this character's crafting up. Maybe that's something I will try to do, like AFK tomorrow or something while I'm working. Or at least supposed to be doing some work. My schedule, since I'm like a grad student, is very flexible with when I do things. So usually I do stuff at odd times. Like, I actually like doing some of it very early in the morning when I wake up. Either with or a little bit after or before breakfast. So like 7, 8 a.m. is a good time for me to do some work. At least right now with the work I'm doing, which is mainly reading, not as exciting to me. But anyway, the whole point here is that would be a good time for me to do crafting, because I just do that mainly AFK and give me something to do to break up the monotony of reading. Anyway, Parky is back, or at least back in chat, and he says not having a mount is such a ball buster. Yeah, that is a little bit rough if you're used to traveling fast, and getting a mount in LOTRO is very helpful, especially like some of the later zones. I know I keep going to the map every time I talk about anything with zones, but once you start getting Loueyden Forestshell and Evendom, having a mount in those areas is nice. Angmar is pretty nice. A lot of the early zones are like not dependent on mounts, but they help. Lord Goblin, I am not in Eastern time. I used to be, but recently moved to Central time. And we are in daylight savings now, so it would be CDT that I'm in. But I get what you mean anyway. Don't do school, do LOTRO instead. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. See, I think I'm still trying to bury bodies as I find them. Oh, I still need to defeat orcs. I guess of all the mobs I've defeated, I haven't defeated that many orcs. They seem to be a little bit scattered about, I guess. Which isn't a bad thing. I'm just surprisingly liking this landscape, considering it's not the like most lush green beautiful type landscape, but I'm really enjoying it right now. Let's see, what's the blue quest? Oh, that's Respecting the Fallen. This is for the more in the orc area now. This makes me think at the start of Mordor how Adun, how do you say that zone? The UDUN zone? that one is... It started off where I was like hoping to enjoy it, but didn't end up enjoying it. And the idea of the zone, some of the ideas from it I don't think were bad, or were even bad to try, but how it worked out actually playing it. Like even just reading the quests and looking at all my quests, the idea of going through all those was not a bad thing, but once I went through all of them, specifically with that zone, there was just too much and so many like specific areas you had to go for everything, and it encouraged you to go through the whole zone, which wasn't a bad thing, but it also forced you to go through the whole zone at the same time, which wasn't a good thing. But just to compare, like my initial experience here with this zone is significantly better than that. In Morgul, I am level 120, working through Mordor Besieged here, the first zone of that region. Or I guess this is just one big zone, but the first area of the zone, Arandor it looks like, is the name of it. We finished the Shades in the Swamp in about an hour and a half or something like that, and yeah, very excited to be starting Mordor Besieged here, and just the Minas Morgul expansion content. It's nice you can look at the map and it tells you where all the bodies are that you can bury. I don't know if I need to go to all of these specifically. I'm like halfway done and it seems like there should be more than 6. That's one thing in LOTRO, that sometimes there are quests like this where there are only 12 bodies to bury, and I think it's pretty annoying when there are only 12 and you have to go to like these 12 specific ones instead of, you know, a bunch in the area. Maybe there are like 20 total bodies you can go to bury, and just give a little bit of variation and more than having to go to those 12 specific things. That's like one of the little details as far as quests go that makes certain quests more enjoyable to me. So, for example, if this quest was there were like only 12 bodies and throughout this area that you had to bury, that would be something that would make the quest less enjoyable to me overall. Even if you're doing the same thing, it's just like part of the experience, I guess. Oops, I did not know my chair was that loud. I was about to put my leg up on the footrest, but I guess it wasn't. The chair wasn't down all the way. I have a folding table, like card table type chair at the back of my desk, and I use it to put my legs up so I can actually stretch them and don't have to have them. I usually sit with my legs just crossed on my chair, but sometimes I need to stretch them, especially when sitting for this long. Except then I also run into the problem of sinking down in my chair. Anyway, done repositioning and mouth is running dry and ready to bury 2 more bodies of the fallen soldiers. This is pretty random, I guess, just thinking about my setup, but I talked earlier about some of the PC upgrades I'm looking for, and in short, I'm looking at upgrading my GPU and eventually maybe my RAM. But another thing is I wouldn't mind having a tiny monitor, except like a tiny monitor that goes vertical. That would be pretty helpful, I think, with streaming and recording videos in general. So I do have 2 monitors right now. I have like a standard small one on the right and my main one that I play on the left, or more in the middle rather than on the left, just left of the one on the right. But anyway, that doesn't matter. The point was having a little one on the left that goes vertical and is like 16 inches tall and whatever that would be, like 9-10 inches wide, I think would be about the 16.9 to 10, or is it 16 to 9? Is that the ratio, that aspect ratio? I think 16, yeah, 16 to 9 So it'd be like 16 inches tall and 9 inches wide, but I cannot find any monitor like that that can really go vertical on its own. And the ones I can find that are either maybe portable or something like that are a little bit more expensive, but it's just something to consider. Yeah, 2 monitors when I first upgraded to that was life-changing. Makes so many things with gaming easier if you like multitask a little bit, which I usually do. Okay, so we got all of the orcs, I think. I have the book quest ready to turn in back there and have another orc to kill. Ooh, did I get both of those dots? So that's one of the very exciting times when now I have 2 of the 50,000 dots going on them. So one more slain warrior, and there he is. These 3 quests I did were pretty random. I guess I should make sure that I'm not missing a quest. Veils of Anduin. I'm going to actually cancel all these Veils of Anduin quests just to keep my inventory. Not my inventory, but my quest log clean here. I can keep the Gladimir one. Oh, I forgot to do that. I forgot I was going to go to Kidzul Kala and explore that instance, discover it, I mean, but oh well. Then I have 3 quests here in the summer festival that I am not going to be doing, but maybe eventually. One thing I'm meaning to get to. Speaking of meaning to get to, I also want to try Dungeons & Dragons Online. While they're running their free quest event, I think they have a similar coupon to LOTRO where you can unlock a lot of the content there, but just to also try the game, have something different. I know I'm like super excited to do everything here in LOTRO that I've been wanting to do and stream that all, but I do want to try to fit DDO in soon. Maybe Saturday I could do that, and that would be before August 31st, and don't have anything else planned for that day. Tomorrow will be probably Tower of Orthanc. I'm thinking tomorrow will just be Tower of Orthanc to stream, and otherwise spend my time working on videos and other things. Is my tentative plan for tomorrow, at least. Esquire of Isildur. Okay, I don't know if that meant he was something special or just his title, I guess. Adambel, so I have to go to Adambel, Etched in Edhill, and then I also have to go down to the south, which is what I will do for the book quest first. Yeah, I think grabbing the free quest pack is one of the main reasons I want to try DDO, like specifically within the next few days. In general, I want to get back to where I try maybe a different game once a week, just to have a little bit of variety other than LOTRO. As much as I'm enjoying LOTRO right now, or even maybe every other week, have like Saturday be my random game day. Because I did Guild Wars 2, I actually did WoW once, and then I might have done, those actually might have been the only 2 other games I did when I was like exploring some different things, different options, just different content with YouTube. When Shadowlands comes out in WoW, I'm just not sure on that. I think somebody was talking about this in chat earlier. I don't remember who it was. Might have been... thinking... For some reason I can't. I was thinking it was Parky the Pancake there, but I honestly just don't remember right now. And I totally got while I was scrolling up on the chat. I have to kill his signature just because he looks like he is fun to kill. I don't even know if I need him for a quest, but that's something I want to do right now anyway. It's like my own personal quest. Shumak. That's a good name. I feel like Shumak should be the name of some big boss in an instance. He's like too weak of a little troll to be worthy of that name. Okay, so I need to talk to him. I'm guessing I need to talk to him once I get here, yeah. Wolf stands, continue. Oh, a whole bunch of story here. Wow. I guess people who are interested in story at least had a lot to read there. So I think I got on my regular amount again. You do get a 24-hour horse. It gives you time to try and get a regular amount, a more permanent one. Yeah, a lot of these later zones are interesting. What am I doing here? Just destroying orc supplies, barricades, that sort of thing. Defeating some orcs. As far as content difficulty goes, I know my gear is like insanely overpowered, at least compared to any other gear options at this level, but it seems pretty easy, which I think is in part to the gear is why I bring that up, because I'm not sure. I don't know, this level of difficulty is okay. I think it could be a little bit more difficult because I pretty much have zero care about how many things I pull right now. And if I'm pulling like 10, 20 mobs at once, that's a pretty crazy number. But if I am pulling that many at once, it should be very dangerous. Like maybe a tank built on AoE should be able to do that, kind of thinking about balance, the type of balance I like. But as far as like right here, right now, I do feel like it could be a little bit more difficult, but man, I'm being reminded of WoW again with this area in this zone. This reminds me of the Razorfin Crawl area. Razorfin Downs, rather, not Razorfin Crawl. The area outside of that instance. I feel like I've talked about WoW so many times in the stream, but just like a different game, but this area, this zone, is really reminding me of that game. And as far as like my channel goes, at least I have uploaded some of that game. Even though my channel, I do mainly play LOTRO. In the past, I used to, at one period, I was doing more WoW videos before I started really enjoying LOTRO again, and what was it, update? The 1-2 before the Waste, update 18. I think my inventory is full. I kind of forgot to try and get that set up a little bit better. Where are we? Oh, there's a level 1. Oh, my pocket item's really bad. I forgot about that. Wow. Anyway, maybe I should save that level 121. It's a huge upgrade over what I have, even though I don't think it's that great. The stats on it aren't anything good. The amount of stats might be like more reasonable. Filter all these things I don't need and just take a minute here to get set up. I think I'm good to use the legacy tier upgrades. Those, well, actually, if I try to get the ones that go like straight to 67 or whatever it is, 68 or 64, I don't remember, but if I try to use those, I do want to save these for after that, otherwise they would essentially be wasted. Anyway, what am I doing here? I still need to destroy a ton of orc supplies. I don't see any here. Maybe I'm just missing them or haven't gotten to them yet. Oh, there's some. this place is called Mokshapat. It sounds like an orcish name, but I feel like there are just so many little orc camps they have to name in this that I kind of doubt are all expressly named in any of like the Lord of the Rings material, the books. Using my virtue XP. The problem with that is I don't know exactly what I want to use it on. I mainly want to wait until... Why do I have idealism equipped? Okay, I have some really bad virtues equipped here compared to what I should be using. And then wit should replace charity. Here we go. What do I want to be earning? Probably loyalty, get that one up first. But I want to wait to use my other virtue XP tome things until I kind of get settled maybe with endgame and see what's currently best because it frequently changes. I think right now more of the offensive virtues are considered the best, and loyalty I think is also considered one of the better options. This is a Mordor Crusher. He did just bat me away and knock me back, but no crushing done by him. Oh no, my inventory is getting full again. Another thing I can filter, but yeah, I just need to sell. There's that VIP thing I probably should have gotten like in Bree or something. I think you can only get it in Bree and maybe the Michael Delving in Thorin's Hall now, but something I should have done before I actually went to Mordor Besieged. And in town I should have sold as well, but I think we're going to be going back to town soon. Oh, and I have the overfilled storage. I kind of forgot about that. So it's not too big of a deal that my inventory is full. What do I still need to do? Just destroy supplies. Keep going through here. Oh, I could have used my interrupt. That would have been an actual use for it besides just like weaving it in or using it to animation cancel. Actually going to be a good one. Ooh, who's that guy? Champion of Mokshapat. Wonder if I have to kill him. Oh, I do. I didn't even realize that quest that I had to kill. I thought I had a quest to just kill like random enemies, but it looks like I have to defeat the champion and raiders. I think the raiders were like a little goblin that I killed maybe. When did I use offensive strike? Definitely didn't mean to use that, but it looks like I used it at some point. Rare Mordor chest. Oh, can't use that till level 121. A collection of rare items from Mordor. Interesting. Those are the type of things I kind of like. We'll see what that has, but it's a nice thing to have in the game. Another positive thing for this zone / expansion at least. So hopefully I will find more supplies and barricades on this side to start destroying. I feel like I'm going very slow with these quests. I know I'm killing like a whole bunch of orcs. But I just feel like I'm progressing pretty slow through this particular camp. Mokshapat. Mokshapat, rather. I think that's how it would be. Mokshapat. I don't even know. I still need to defeat more raiders. Who are the raiders? Little goblins here, sentries. So that's the Raiders, the blue quest. Okay, so I'm not in the area for that. I'll have to pay attention to what the Raiders are when I get back to that area. But otherwise, right now I'm still just destroying supplies and things. Here's a backpack that probably has some good stuff, but I don't know how that works with the overflow. I don't think you can loot it if you are in overflow. Is that the scholar item? Heavy Ithil artifact chest. Oh, looks like I was able to get everything in. Nothing yet went to my overflow, the pinning loot. Another named troll. I wonder if these will come into play later, if I'm like missing some quest. I almost feel like I am missing some quest. Seems a little bit odd that there will only be 2 quests here, but not entirely sure. I don't even know how I stumbled upon this place. I guess just going to that one thing. I feel like I'm going to get more quests here later thinking about it though. That's one thing I was going to say when I got out of here, but just thinking about it now, one thing that I think could make this particular questing camp more enjoyable is just to have more quests to do. Like they have these little named side bosses here, but it is possible just based on this little experience here that is actually a thing that might come later and I'm doing things out of order, but maybe not. Maybe it is just this way and there just aren't too many quests, just having 2 quests for here. But I do think overall that having more quests here would just make it a little bit more of an enjoyable camp. If I can be critical of this, update this zone, even though overall I'm definitely enjoying it. I think that's one reason I feel like I'm progressing so slow is I only have 2 quests and I'm like barely even getting halfway done with them now. Okay, so finally got all the supplies. Now we do need some barricades. Barricades there seem to be a few more of those up towards kind of the main road, so that's where I will head now. Maybe up north a little bit, there are some more. Oh, there's actually a set of barricades back there. I guess I'll go ahead and get that one. Killing a signature is pretty quick for me. Only, I guess the thing with the warden is I have to wait for all the dots to build. So Parky, you want to leave Bree and venture into some dark zones? Well, Ingmar is probably your first stop, and then Moria is in a way dark for the basically entirety of it. And then there's a long break till I guess the Waste would be the next dark zone. But a lot of people I know dislike how dark Ingmar is, and I think for them gets like just tiring being like in the dark in a darker area like this. I don't even consider this zone like extremely dark. It's got a nice balance of having a decent landscape with some like nature and trees, and even though a lot of it is dead, it's still like there, it's sticking out of the ground, but it's not like all black or all gray, all like brown. It's fairly brown, fairly gray, fairly black, but not just like entirely all that stuff, entirely dark and boring. That quest is done. And then we have to do the raiders. Where are the raiders? There's a raider. They're a little bit outside here. Those are warriors. But I'll go ahead and kill these 2 raiders I saw so they don't disappear. Oops. Not mean to use precise blow there. I did mean to use battle memory, so I have the bleed ready for the next raider. Maybe that guy's a raider too. Yep. Then have another bleed for this raider. If this last one's a raider, that's like perfect. That is. Very convenient that I feel like this is the very edge of where they'd be. Maybe there is another raider there, but I was able to find them as I was leaving here. Okay, so got that quest done too. So now we can go, let's see where the book quest takes me. So that takes me back to Dingarth. I think before I head to another one of the camps, I'll try to finish everything out at Dingarth, which would be the book quest. And we will see. I'll try to remember if something takes me back here that I did mess that up a little bit, but maybe I didn't. And it was just kind of interesting that there were some name trolls, and there doesn't have to be quests for things like that. I just think that would have been something that would have made it maybe a little bit feel like I was progressing through it a little bit better, just because there was so much to do for the 2 quests and it was taking, at least I felt, a little bit long to go through it. I feel like I always gotta think of reasons to be critical of a new area I'm going through, but I guess I should be sure to state that I don't know why I was trying to get that Ithilskarn deposit. Too used to a Nor where all my characters can gather everything because they're all explorers. And I have like all their crafting up, but yeah, tomorrow morning, thinking, oh, I get knocked off my war steed so easy. Maybe that's just like a thing at this level and didn't pay too much attention to it on my other characters at this level or something. Or it's just been so long compared to like Rohan, where that's where you're meant to be using a war steed and they don't get knocked off by different mobs as easily. Or you don't get knocked off your war steed by other mobs as easily. Yeah, we'll be able to go to the town here. Hey Chaos Mag, do I remember all 70 gambits? Wow, there are 70 gambits? I wonder if I could name them all. I don't know if I want to try to do that because it would take forever. So this gear is almost, the minimum level is 116, so that implies that you could quest here at like 115, 116 would be the real minimum. Oh, this is the book quest anyway. But I still don't think it's better than my hero stuff, which is still crazy. I have 2 item level advantage there. Oh, it's his own helmet, so I'd just be taking that off of him basically. That's his disappointment, that's his extra cap. They have pretty good names here for the headpieces. I do like that. Little details like that I think can make just things generally more enjoyable. They even have like descriptions on all of them. Now I want to read these. So the extra cap is, I remember the master of the fortifications at Dingarth always upset, he seemed to me. I don't know why. Then the own helmet is, Dingarth is one of our most important defensive positions. Why would he not come here in person? That was on Tamo and Disbelief. And then the last one is, I'm not angry with you, I'm just disappointed. That's on Tamo, clearly angry. That's funny. Anyway, I'm taking so long to choose it because I don't know if like they'd have cosmetic. Oh, I can't even do it. After all that time, finally deciding that I'd pick the heavy helmet. The disappointment that doesn't let me. Wow, I've already made like 5 gold since last I checked. I was at 1,999. So yeah, I sent this character all these goodies, as I said, but they're crowding up his inventory now. I'm going to use these virtue things. I don't think these are going to be worth saving on this character. There we go. And they take up a lot of inventory spaces. Anyway, that was just to clear out some room for them for the quest, I will look more at selling my things. So I talked to one of Isildur's sons at Dingorth, but before I do that, so I don't forget, I do want to organize my inventory a little bit. So lock everything that might come in handy, which is basically any crafting thing and any like consumables I need. Anorian parchments, okay, I don't want to save those. Save that. I will save, I guess, the 121 pocket item. Hopefully I get something better. These I can at least do the deconstruction type thingy on. I forget what it's called, where you like refine them maybe. Okay, potions. I should probably put the potions on my bar, but I haven't even really needed them. I even have like all this food that I'm supposed to be just like consuming real quick. Light oil I can save, ironfold hides, even though we're past that. Just to double check. Yeah, haven't missed anything. Heritage I can lock. Doomfold potion of power, that one won't be bad. Just go ahead and save it. Oh, this one I can disenchant into Embers of Enchantment. That I do want to do. But I don't think I have a Flame of Ancalamir on this character. Yeah, I do not. But I want to lock that because that is like way more useful than selling it for 100 silver. And the Menacithal hides. Okay, so yeah, this just makes me really want to get my Forester up on this character. This thing I can't open, the box I can't open till level 121, which is sad. And then I think have some overflow and then get my legendary items. I want to forge and identify these two, which means I can slot all of these. These are just to level up and deconstruct. Might as well put all this item XP I'm getting to use, and I don't really need anything else. I wonder if getting a bridle for my ally, I don't think I got a bridle out of the Valar pack, if getting that would somehow help me with my getting knocked off issue. But anyway, got my inventory cleared up quite a bit. I actually still have 3 of these to use. I can even use like the run speed boost, the 10% ones. Those aren't really that impactful to me. I just have them on this character. Hence XP, I don't really need that. Tomes of defense don't need now. I have so many attack damage boosts. That'd be like so many hours out of that. Somebody invited me to his bar. Oops. Oh, he's a level 130. I would consider it if he was a level 120. I didn't even mean to exit out that. I just pressed escape, but I think the spar button, if he like went to inspect me, could have been an accident and done that. Okay, so we're doing an instance here to walk with him to meet his brothers. Walk slowly, not quickly. Can actually do a regular walk like a fast walk. I don't even know, this still seems like a slow walk for a walk, but I guess I'm used to running in games like this. Even without Force March, this is still like a more than a walk, I think. Sit by the fire, sure. I didn't even mean to position myself this well, but it just happened to work out that way. Can't really get a good camera angle for a great screenshot here. Fortunately, usually with like sitting, because your camera like centers where your character would be standing, and LOTRO it can be tougher to get good angles on screenshots. You can, if you zoom in all the way while like sitting, it'll turn around for you, even though you're not supposed to be able to turn around while sitting. That's kind of what I was doing there. So I'm not really sure what's going on here with the whole Second Age versus the third age thing, this being in the second age. It sounds like they're defending Dingarth against maybe the orcs, I would guess. Let's see, so I have to go to another town for each of these quests. I don't know if there's one I should do first. This is the one I got the quest for first, so maybe that one. I don't know. I was thinking about doing Adam Bell first. Don't know if it matters again, but actually the 120, level 120 one probably is before the 121 one, if I say one enough. Then the book quest here, the instance is just sharing a meal and conversation here, which I'm paying very much attention to, definitely. Okay, so we are conducting the inspection of Dingarth's defenses. Just to read a little bit of background. About what's actually going on in this instance. So it looks like I still need to listen, even though I think one of them got up and ran away. Is it Tarandil that left? The one that talked about his wine jug is empty and needing refilling if this was going to continue on? Yeah, I don't know what these weapons, I think they're meant to be more offhand weapons. The only one I'd consider cosmetically is the axe, but that's not even something for like a warden I would use if I ever get around to actually going to my wardrobe on the server and finding out what I have. Could put the weapon in there, but I don't even know if it's that great that I would do that. If there's like any character, maybe like some axe wielding champion that I might potentially have in the future, it could be a decent one. If I want a pickaxe style axe. For some reason this guy decided to stand where I was sitting, and they all decided to stand up. I don't know when that happened, but I'll just stand on their chest then. Now I'll sit like a cat, maybe. It's one thing I like doing on a Beorning, it's just like, I don't know why jumping on chests is satisfying though. Also, I still need to listen to the conversation. So like I had to talk to him and continue the quest, even though it's just like to continue the conversation. I don't know if this is supposed to be part of the instance, but it is getting lighter out. I don't know if it's like switching to, it doesn't even say what time of day it is, so it's probably specific to the instance. But it seems to be getting lighter. I see the word birthday coming up pretty frequently. I'm not like reading everything that's going on, but that's just something I am trying to pay a little bit of attention. What everything I see seems to be about birthday and them just bothering each other rather than anything actually getting done, but I have no idea who Meldoran is. One of these? Nope. Gilgalad of the Elves. That one sounds familiar, but I don't know exactly who he is, but that name I do recognize. Somebody asked about if I remember all 70 gambits. That's something I could talk about while we're supposed to be listening to the conversation here. So 70 gambits, there is Precise Blow. There's the range version of all these, but Precise Blow. Piercing Strike, I think that's what it's called. Spear of Virtue. So it's 3 out of 70. If I count like the ranged version, I think it's just you put ranged, or maybe replace some of them with javelin, so it's like Javelin of Virtue. And Precise Blow might become Precise Toss. I remember how to build all the gambits, but the gambit names are a little bit tougher. Oh, that might have been the only one we got done. Not yet. So that's Fist Spear. So Fist Shield. Continue quest, so I'll still need to listen. Gaza Boron, the Storm of Wrath. That sounds exciting. It's a vast Easterling horde sworn to Sauron. This time I actually caught what something was. It seems like every time like a specific name or something like that was mentioned in this conversation, I had no idea what it was, except for Elrond, and then Gilgalad sounded familiar. But yeah, with the gambits, there's also Warcry, Brink of Victory, Surety of Death, Desolation. So we're up to 10 out of 70. Oh, finished now. Okay, so I need to, talk to this guy right here. I didn't even see the ring above his head at first. Okay, so collect trophies from orcs and wargs in Randor. So I could have done the trophies probably around there, but this seems like just a general quest to do. So I think I will do this quest while traveling to Etched and Edhill. Are these all players? Oh, they're all Lights of Elendil kinship. I have not heard of that kinship, but I'll give them a wave and run by. I don't know if there's something like you do out here that you need to group up for, or what they're doing, but it was kind of neat to see other people actually grouped up. I know we do that on Anor on the Mithril League a lot. I think we look like that, but yeah, it's just been a while, I guess, since I've been somewhere where there's actually a group of players and a group like that in a kinship. No, it's kind of weird to even like be a thing to discuss, but it was just interesting. So we are working on orcs and wargs. There's a warg, so probably was about to get knocked off my war steed anyway. Before I get too far in this, I don't know why I just thought of it, but I want to build my yellow line. Even though I do like having a blue line spec set up, I want to try a quick yellow line setup. Just to have a little variety here and try it at this level and with this many trait points. I know yellow line was buffed recently and is actually, I think, considered a bit viable. I don't know how viable, but at least a little bit viable at 130 maybe. At least last I checked, I thought it was, but not entirely sure on that. But anyway, the point is that I want to try it right now. Bleed chance. And then get that. Armor, 7,665 armor penetration. That does not sound like that much. I'm actually not sure if that is worth it, but then at the same time I don't see anything better. 2 points in that. Anything better that I want. Seize the moment. Seize the moment is, I think, one of the thing that makes yellow line so fun, really. I'm not sure if the yellow line warden, ranged warden, would be nearly as fun without seize the moment. Then I think for the rest of this, I really want to go into the red line and try and boost my bleeds as much as possible, because bleeds are actually a surprisingly significant part of probably just want 1 point in that. I don't really care about the spear or gambit bleeds dealing burst damage when they expire. So this looks like a kind of baseline setup. I don't know if I need finesse rating, but it seems, as far as the end of this build from here, a little bit flexible, just from what I'm thinking right now. this one affected ranged, it could be worth it. I don't know if it does. Gambit builder damage is probably a good filler. If I don't need the finesse, then I don't think I did. Yeah, I don't think I need the finesse. So got a bunch of new things, a bunch of like the snapshot javelin skills, and for some reason Muster and Rivendell decided to go into my equal slot. It's a bit weird. Javelin of Deadly Force, and then some other more boring javelin skills up here. I think only that one. I'm surprised I don't have a shield toss. Shield piercer, that's what it's called, not shield toss. Shield toss would be a fun thing on Warden, I think, but got the yellow line set up just to try something different a little bit. And I just looked over at my stream, and I've been going for 2 hours 37 minutes, I think. I don't know, might not have been fully live, all of that, but actually I went live pretty shortly after I started OBS, so anyway, I've been going longer than I thought with the stream was basically the whole point of that. But with YouTube, they have made some bad changes to streaming and making videos with the whole new YouTube studio, if anybody is familiar with that. But they have, I am in melee spec, I want to be in range spec. Made a nice change with streaming. So it used to be that your stream would go live, whatever one, just your stream would go live, they'd automatically create like a watch page for that. And ooh, that did some good damage. Good burst damage for just running around and wanting to kill things instead of having to wait for the dot to go off just based off of that. Yeah, I'd say this is pretty strong here. But now you can actually, like with the stream, within a stream that you set up, you can start the event and end the event no matter what YouTube is actually receiving. Let's see. So this has 2 dots to it, because it not only gets the light dot part of range resounding challenge, but it also gets the bleed from being in the yellow line and the traits from that. Looks like I only got to kill, oh, I got to kill 2 wargs. I thought I only got to kill 1 on my way to this town, which I think I am nearing on. Can get on my mount. But with YouTube and streaming with OBS, that's just a lot better, because sometimes if OBS disconnects for like a minute, which hasn't happened with me, but in the past I've had issues like that, you would basically end up with 2 different videos and 2 different streams. So anybody watching the first one, it'd be like done for them, but then there'd be a whole new stream going on. And also anytime I'd accidentally hit the start streaming button on OBS, so it would like create a whole event and just start a stream on my channel on YouTube. And I actually have found a couple of times that I was like doing that for 5 minutes and didn't even know. Sometimes it'd be like a black screen, or sometimes I'd be meaning to record something in LOTRO, or just like AFK, I think. King of Lothlorien, wow. Celeborn? Guess this is in Elf Camp, which makes sense based on the name. I was just thinking that's like a Eregion, and the Etchhead in Edhill, it sounded like an elf name. I don't think I ever got around to saying that when I was thinking about this place. But got a few quests here, and also have the quest for the wargs. Looks like this area's quests are mainly for the east, so maybe I will head to Adambel and see if I find any wargs and orcs along the way there. But yeah, as far as this stream already being 2 hours 40 minutes, we're getting like close to 3 hours. It hasn't felt like it's been that long, like in a good way, because I'm just enjoying this content so much. Shades in the Swamp was done with fairly early. That took about an hour and a half, so almost half of the stream. We've been in Minas Morgul content and Mordor Besieged, which so far is enjoyable. The landscape really turns orange at sunset. It's like a little bit more greenish brown, but I guess just all the colors, it's turning oranger. A little bit pinkish looking even. I don't know why I'm just following the road here. I've been meaning to go the other way, and I'll kill the orcs and wargs eventually. Usually with book quests like this... Oh, I forgot I'm in range spec. Snapshot, when you get that, it's like really nice with this. I don't even know if that's the best gambit to use anymore for range gambits because they've changed so much. I somehow got totally mispositioned my fingers on my keyboard, but you can just like spam Javelin of Virtue. That used to be the strongest one, and keep doing that, and like with all your dots you just like quickly kill mobs. And with the bleed piercing or whatever it's called when you get rid of those. But I think Spear of Virtue, or not Spear of Virtue, it'd be like Javelin of Virtue. I don't think that one is the strongest gambit anymore. And Ranged Unerring Strike would be my guess for what is the strongest, because it has its own bleed, and on top of that it works with the Barbed Javelin bleed, so you can get like, effectively you don't have a bleed go on the enemy, but you get like the burst damage. So with like with these enemies, I take down half their health on one of those hits, so I just need to use 2 of those. If you get the snapshot, where you not snapshot but seize the moment, is that what it's called? Yeah, seize the moment, where you can spam your mastery builders, which build the gambit super fast. That seems pretty powerful now, especially with Unerring Strike there. And this looks like the race of man, the human area, Gondor people. Should have a quest to turn in here somewhere. Maybe after circling around a bunch I'll find whoever I need. Much bigger than the little elf camp here he is. Yurtur, Prince of Belfalis. Ooh, I leveled up, 121, that's exciting. My first character above level 120, and he was my 4th character to 120. He did a little bit of cheating, instantly gaining 80 levels. That was a bit weird, but I think I have a pocket item to equip that is significantly better than my old one, but still not great. Like, I don't care about the resistance, I don't care about the will, but the fate is a lot more helpful than anything this old pocket item provides. Introduction, Veils of Anduin. I guess I'll filter that. We've already done moved past that. I do want to get the Stable Master here. So yeah, I don't know where the quests for Adam Belt are, but looked like somebody from my kinship on Anor. That character there. I was like, wait a minute. But yeah, as far as quests in this town go, all I see is repair the siege equipment, which is okay that that's all there is, but it seems like such a big town that I feel like I am missing quests somehow. Here's another quest. Maybe based off the map there's some siege equipment. Oh, there's a hobbit here. It almost looks like one of those Bugin type people that are half goblin rather than hobbit, but I'm guessing it's a hobbit. Looks like a hobbit. This is a good place to look. So this looks like more of kind of the town type quests where you just go around the town doing stuff. The elf camp that we went to didn't really have that, but make sure I get all these looks in. Can just keep pressing that as I move around and hope I get it. There's a workbench. Oh, that's the crafting facility. I wonder if this is one of the areas that has like the updated guild crafting, or if that'd be more in the... Is this a good place to look, or is that still like an outdated message popping up? Or if some of the new like guild crafting, that type of stuff, and quickly going through it is somewhere else. I would guess it's in the actual Minas Morgul area. And then I'm guessing right here is another good place to look, but oh, maybe not. Maybe up here? Okay, what is that red quest? Siege and disrepair. So there should be siege equipment. Oh, it's on top. That makes sense. Oh, this reminds me of the epic battles. That is a scary thing, thinking that they could have added epic battles here with all the siege equipment and done something with that, but as far as my opinion on that, I'm glad there is nothing like that. It just reminds me of the setup that could have been something that looks like some of the Rohan epic battles. I wonder why I can't click that. I can press U and it's fine, and actually normally that's something I do, but sometimes I do want to click stuff. What is this? I saw it popping up. I guess that is that would be oven, right? It's not a forge. Can't even see. There it is, oven. So we're getting to 8 o'clock. I was thinking I would stream to, I was actually thinking about like 8 or 8:30, just around that time. That's my time in Central Time, by the way. That is about when I was thinking before I started the stream that I would end it, but I'm honestly having so much fun here. I just want to continue and keep on going. Stoke the fires. I still need a patrol somewhere. Okay, that's like way down in the southwest. And I still need to repair, so I need to stoke the fires, I think, somewhere in the northeast, and I still need to repair 4 more things. And for the book quest, I still need to collect trophies from orcs in Randor. So my point, though, with the end time is maybe, I don't know, maybe when I like rack up and Adambel and see where the quests lead from here and check out the book quest, maybe do that and think about wrapping this up, and that way I could get like a fresh start. Oh, I did not mean to be typing I was trying to press U, and then I was going to open the map and look at where I needed to go next while I was doing that, which looks like, so the long wait, stoke the fires. Let's see, is that these fires? I don't know how I missed this stuff. I was walking around this entire area and just didn't see any of these things for the quest. Like, the only thing I did was patrolling Adambel. Should be another fire somewhere around here. I thought I saw it on the map. Oh, it's up on top. Let's see if I can get... Okay, I can get up here. There we go. But yeah, I just need to get to sleep earlier. I don't even know that I need to get to sleep earlier, but I just need to sleep longer tonight, I feel like. And that's like one thing, what was it, yesterday? I streamed pretty long with Helm's Deep, but I was having fun, but I was just trying to wrap up what I was doing in that. It pushed back my sleep time, and then I keep deciding to wake up very early for some reason. Which normally I'm like an early sleep and early wake up schedule, but like even early for me. Okay, now the red quest. The red quest, what happened to my map? I must have zoomed out on accident. The red quest, the long wait. So stoke the fires turned red. It was orange before, but there should be a fire or 2 in this area. All I'm targeting is the workbench. Milestone Blazon of the Great Alliance. What does that do? To Imlad Morgul TA 3019. So that's 3rd age. To Imlad Morgul. Where's Imlad Morgul? Is that the... This is the Morgul Vale. So that is Imlad Morgul. The Morgul Vale is that. I wonder where that takes you. Let's see. I can click it, hopefully I can get back, but I'm gonna explore that. This landscape here, the loading screen's pretty neat. So this is Rath Duoth. I wonder if this is considered like one of the main towns. It seems like it's just a camp, and that will take me back to Adambel. Second Age, 3440. This is pretty neat. I guess this is my first time in the Morgul Vale. This place doesn't look bad either. There are like actual full-grown trees. There's some actual nature around here. Even if it is dark, it's like not... It's not like just black or all red, or kind of almost expect it to be all green, bluish. Just based on things going on and some of the promotion material and just from what I had seen, but the actual landscape I think looks kind of nice. Really makes me a bit sad that I missed it. Oh, here's some barter people. That's exciting. Except these are relics of Minas Ithil. I don't know if these are from crafted. Their reputation, so it's... I can use them to gain reputation or barter for some bind to account gear. That's neat. And this is similar things. Wonder how you get those relics though, if they're just like instances maybe. There are just so many potential things, maybe just quests you get them from. I'm trying to see if there's a barter guy for a white company. Aha, the Sigil of Imlad Ithil. So muster to Estolad land. I'm guessing that's something I will want. And I need acquaintance standing and... Oh, I do have enough tokens, but I need acquaintance standing. Otherwise, I have cosmetic stuff. Cosmetic Runekeeper satchel, actually can't see that, but... Oh yeah, that looks a little bit similar to my cloak that I already have. Hand wraps. Foot wraps. And then instrument recipes. These look like actually useful instrument recipes. And then runes. I don't know if these include... It looks like there's rune setting and gem. I don't know if there's a crafted one included, or if you actually have to craft those again. Just says Ithil rune, and I think that it goes that way, that it's setting gems and then rune and then crafted separate. I think crafted is one I could have gotten, and Veils of Anduin if I did choose to do a little bit more in that. Here's Daggerus. He's in a bunch of things in this game. I think he's throughout Isengard, Dunland, if I remember correctly. Oh, this guy also has something I can barter my stuff for. Oh, a relic of Minas Ithil. I can get one of those for 50 of my sigils of Imlad Ithil? Yeah, Imlad Ithil. Anyway, we can go back to the Second Age, Mordor Besieged. Mordor improved as far as I am so far concerned, to be honest. Anyway, need to patrol and stoke some more fires. That's what I was like, targeting things, and I targeted that. I need to be targeting fires. It seems like based on the map there should be a fire here or just very near here. I keep targeting that workbench again. I just need to get out of range of that workbench. Seems like the oven should be like a fire I could stoke, but anyway. Yeah, I'm not seeing a fire there unless it's like outside of the city Adambel here, but I don't think it would be. Now, I've targeted and looked at all these fires. Like this fire I can't do anything with. This fire I cannot. This fire I cannot. This one I cannot. And those are the only like 3 fires within the red quest area that I see. And I do need to do 3 more. Don't see one in here. Just based off the map, I would expect one. Like maybe one on 2 corners of those. There could be 2 fires. Can do this one. Okay, finally found the one. And there's probably one in the northeast there, northeast of where I am, that I need to do. But we'll see. Ooh, far east. I don't know if I went outside to where up here. Don't think I went this far away enough that I would have seen the one up here. And when I try to target something, because there are other things closer to me like the workbench and oven, I just never, it doesn't really cycle through those to where I could have targeted them. Okay, so I think I'm going the wrong way. I guess I can check that fire while I'm here. Don't need to do anything with it. So there should be one patrol here after this fire. I think the patrol is... Oh. So I need to... That's still a long wait. It's a long wait to finish this quest. A long wait for the progress bar. Long wait for a bunch of things with this. I don't know why my progress bar is like floating way up there. It can go down there out of the way a little bit more. Then here's a patrol. That quest is done, but the long wait, we still have a long wait, I think, to get this quest done. So quests within like little camps or towns like this, I think sometimes they are very boring because you aren't really doing anything. But sometimes they can be a little bit fun. They're just not like the traditional go out and kill things type quest. They're usually story building or something along those lines, or just for effect, something like that. This particular camp, I don't think there's anything particularly bad about it, except trying to find the fires to do that part. Unlike this, the long wait quest, it's all one quest, but at least it's 2 parts, and you know, it could be 2 different quests. One of them you're talking with soldiers, and then a whole separate quest just for the fires. Just to have more quests could be a thing. A difference with it, but it's like not bad. So how many more soldiers? 2 more soldiers. These are a lot easier to find than the fires though. That one, I think, yeah, with this camp it just took me a little bit to realize all I needed to do here, that I needed to interact with the fires, do stuff with the catapults. I don't even know if those are catapults. They look like giant crossbows, siege machines, whatever they are. It just took a while to get set up here, I think. To Habak. So it looks like, yes, it looks like I have quests back at that area where I said I would probably have more quests from Adam Bell if I had to guess correctly, and it looks like I do. So I think I did end up doing those out of order, unfortunately, but it's okay. We can go back there. It was a neat area. I just think it would have been more fun to do all of this at once. And oddly, the quests don't even have anything. Like, I thought the quests would have been for just to kill some different types of mobs, and then there were some named trolls signatures. I thought the quest would have been, if anything, to kill the named troll signatures. Unless I actually do have quests like that. But I'm not sure I do, because I had 4 quests, I think, from the Elven camp. And then the other 2, I guess, would be from here. And then I did have the book quest. So I think as far as what I'm going to do today, since this takes me back to somewhere I've already been, we can go ahead and get these quests done. And I will complete the book, chapter 11.4 here. Not the entire book, I don't think. And then destroy heraldry and raise heraldry. I need to put like my legs up somehow. You know, they're probably hearing me hitting the table from underneath, but I just need to totally reposition here. Okay, hopefully I am sitting a little bit farther away from my mic. Actually, it's hard to even reach the keyboard from there. But I am sitting a little bit farther away from the mic, so if I am like particularly hard to hear, I can move back. Oh yeah, I forgot I'm in range spec again. I can still use melee stuff in range spec, but in general this is more of a single target focus spec. And just something I gotta remember. I don't know why, but my FPS is randomly going down in game. Looks like OBS, everything with that is going okay. Yeah, I'm not sure what was going on there. Anyway, back at it. I really don't need to be way up here. I'll just go ahead and get red line ready and we'll just charge into everything. We'll see how that goes with the war steed. Might get knocked off of this in 1 or 2 hits, and my plan of charging in and going like straight to the red rings, maybe that won't work. Now I should kill plenty of orcs here, so shouldn't need to worry about that. And I just ran past a red ring. Maybe that's, what is the red ring? Okay, that is heraldry of the High King. It's like maybe that's where I need to plant something, and there will be exactly what I thought there would be, a little glowing thing in the ground. Oh, that broke my legs. I didn't think it was quite long enough of a fall for that to happen. Are there crawlers here? I was gonna say I haven't killed a crawler, but that's one of the like critter type ones that isn't an actual mob. Okay, so I need to start looking for things to destroy, which I was destroying a bunch of things earlier here. And then raise something pretty close to me, probably the one I have targeted there. Heraldry of the High King, yeah. I don't know if there's a way I can try to navigate my way to jump up here, maybe jumping through this stuff. It's always fun to try to jump up places, and that one was fairly easy. Don't know if the mobs can get here, maybe they have to try to run the whole way around. Oh yeah, so these, I remember seeing all these banners earlier. Those are the heraldry of Sauron. Looks like I forgot to get a melee stance, which is, you attack a lot faster in melee stance. So as far as like building gambits, it is a bit quicker in melee. Even with seize the moment, when you have the masteries, those are going to be quicker. But as far as using like the regular gambit builders, just the animations are longer on the javelin, so you build the gambit slower. Still getting used to my keybind where I have to go all the way over to 7 to remove my debuffs. It's not ideal, but I think it is something I could get used to. Can't believe I'm getting to the point where just because of this interrupt I have like too many regular buttons on the Warden. But I do fill 1 through 3 with the Gambit builders, then 4 is Gambit default, and 5 is Gambit battle memory. Okay, so already got the trophies from the orcs, that was like super quick. But yeah, having that book quest, these 2 quests, and then the other 2 quests, having 5 quests here for just different things, doing that all at once I think would have been more fun than this way. Not that this is like particularly bad way to go through it. So I should need to raise 1 here and then slightly north of here. Oh, I'm still in combat with something. I did not realize I pulled a Mordor Lieutenant. And then I think there is one south of here, so I got an auto bestow quest that took me to this signature anyway, but I would have had to go here anyway to get plant the heraldry of the High King. Got 2 strong bleeds on him, and it looks like one of them double hit, so he's going to go down. For some reason I thought there was something else I needed to do here, but it does not look like it. So I think I can go through this western path again, and hopefully, actually I'm going to go ahead and destroy this banner down here. But I still need to destroy quite a few of the banners from Sauron. Need to try to find 9 of them while I'm going through this. See what I thought was one. I saw the glowing thing, like it could be one, but that is. Did not mean to use Fierce Resolve. Missed something there because I was trying to use the gamut I'm using now on a Ring Strike. But this was just a backpack. We'll see. I think I looted one of these earlier. I didn't really pay much attention to it, but probably. Ooh, a Thillian Shard. For some reason, I think those are worth quite a bit of gold, or at least quite a bit to me. But it looks pretty standard, a lot of silver, like 258 silver is a lot for something like that. I know gold in general, like I'm getting 76 silver for normal mobs, it's probably like, it's actually only 77 silver for the signature there. I think in some of the Anorian zones, even like Osgiliath, I thought mobs were dropping close to 100 silver, at least signatures were. So as far as the coin loot goes, I don't think that is much more than like some of the other more recent level 100 to 100 plus zones. I am not seeing any of the heraldries of Sauron here, but I guess looking at the map that should be expected. So I didn't really need to go down this path with all these enemies. Like if I had that old quest to destroy the supplies and banners, I would have needed to go down this way, but I guess this time I did not. I think I have floating names on by accident. I'm not a fan of that. What is that? Yeah, that green quest is for the Heraldry of Sauron. It just seems odd that it'd be more in the field type area outside of the orc camp. Ooh. Barkasek. Heraldry of the High King. So it looks like there was another little camp here. I don't know. This one has some Heraldry of Sauron for me to destroy. Vile Totems is one of the auto bestow quests. I don't know if this is orcs or what. I haven't seen anything yet. Oh, wargs. So there was a warg camp here the whole time. I did not know about it. It looks like there's another quest, burn slop piles. That's probably what's in the back. This one just looks like a corpse to loot. Maybe I'll get another Thillian Shard. Oh, unfortunately I did not. I got an Irid Mithrin potion. That's a bit odd to get from here, I think. That restores like way more than my maximum power. It's kind of funny with power potions just because it doesn't really, you don't really get much in LOTRO. You have like 6,000, I think. 4,000 to 6,000 is like the range from a few levels, and like quite a few levels. I mean, I think just thinking to my warden on Anor, who is 85, or any of my 85 characters on that server, that they have pretty similar power. I don't know exactly, like 6,000. For some reason I'm thinking 4,000, maybe even 5,000, but the point is power does not go up that much by level, and that means a lot of lower level power potions are still useful, like the Doomfold ones from Mordor. Almost restore all of my power, and this new one I got restores actually all of my power and quite a bit more. Ooh, that one looks like a signature warg. Yeah, mispressing my buttons again, getting used to the interrupt there. Try to use the interrupt, not for the interrupt, but for the canceling the animation because it's immediate. Burn another slot pile here. And I still have 4 heraldries of Sauron, which are east of me now, that I need to get to. I think I have a couple things in these little indents, cave-like areas. Dens? Maybe that's what they could be called, little dens, because they're not like quite full caves, but they are surrounded like a cave. They just end. They don't really go deep into them, so maybe dens would be the right word. Let's see, I thought there was one more over this way, and it does look like that's correct. Oops, already got that one. I think I just missed one while passing over this area. Oh, he's going to take a lot of damage, but it doesn't matter because he didn't have that much health to take all that damage. What is the heritage? I just looted heritage, and that reminds me, I'm still looting like heritage with 2000 item XP here. It's kind of funny what that in LOTRO is. You loot heritage with 2000 item XP in Moria when you first like unlock that stuff, and here 70 levels later I'm looting the same thing. I guess item XP isn't really based too much on your character level, it's just like legendary items. There are a bunch of wargs here. Is that one an elite? No, a signature. For some reason I thought I saw elite. The eye that comes with them being elite. So I've got 2 slot piles here to burn. Looks like they actually have those a little bit detailed, kind of grossly so. Looks like there are pigs in there. It's kind of a gross detail. If anybody like didn't want to know that, it's probably not the best thing to share like that. I think is that a lore master? Oh, a hunter. I don't know why I thought lore master. Maybe he's yellow line and was using explosive arrow. I don't know. That is very dark totem. It's like pitch black almost. Oh, I have a ring here. Maybe it's for this totem. Or maybe the totem back here. But yeah, working through these quests, this little area is neat because it's kind of unique, I think, for a warg den type area. But I really do think so far, and it's not just because I've been super excited to get through Minas Morgul, that I think positively of it, because I was really worried that it'd be like Mordor and not enjoyable, and even for a while there before I was ready to start it, I was like thinking maybe I wouldn't even enjoy it too much. But I really think the landscape and kind of the world building parts of this zone at least, I mean I haven't even gone past the Etched and Edhill Adam Bell line, but so far from what I have seen, the world building is pretty good here, and better than what I thought Mordor had, and just some of the zones in the past in LOTRO that I like to complain about, I guess. But yeah, it's just, I think I like talking about it so much just because it is like enjoyable and so nice for me to have new high level content that is enjoyable when there was a lot of times in LOTRO's history where all I was pretty much enjoying was low level stuff and stuff I've done like so many times. That was just the type of stuff historically there have been times where that's all I've enjoyed. I need slot piles. That is the white quest. It is disgusting feed. I didn't even read the quest that said it's disgusting feed, and this looks like the 2 slot piles I needed, but yeah, I like talking about it so much and just bringing that up so much just because it is so nice to me to have new landscape content, new zones that I'm actually enjoying. Oh, I guess I already got that. Yeah, I'm finished with that quest. I just need to destroy 7 more heraldry of Sauron. I targeted something. Oh, a corpse, here it is. These are always nice for the silvers, and sometimes they have potions. This one had a bunch of stuff. Looks like some soil. Ithilharn. Is that the gem? Maybe? Ithilharns. Yeah, it looks like the gem. It's probably the... Yeah, I was gonna... Oh, no, that's Logs of Mordor Snag. Logs of Thornholt Wood. It looks like they have 2 different wood types. Minnesithal Hides. High-grade iron folds. Okay, that's some old stuff. Dwaro Gleams are the old ones. Tattered Minnesithal Parchments. I'm like trying to look. I know I need to do a little bit with the quest here, but trying to look at all the crafting items. And I'm trying to figure out if the Ithilharns here is the ore. I don't think it is. I think it's the gem, like Dwaro Gleams, that like jewelers use. But I don't think I have any ores. Oh, the Thornholt wood is ironfold, so there are not 2 types of woods here. I thought that was a little bit weird, that there would have been 2 types of wood that I'm like looting, especially 2 types of wood where I'm looting the first type here, and maybe the second type would be for Minas Morgul, or the Morgul Vale rather. Oh, I need to filter this before I destroy it. There we go. So 5 more banners, if I can find them. Not gotten that one. It is getting pretty dark here. I had like my curtains open and just letting the natural light in, but normally this is when I'd want to turn a light on if I was going to be playing for a bit more, but since we're going to be wrapping it up, I'm almost done with these quests. I have 4 more banners. I think I can just go north to get them, by the way. But since I'm almost done, I won't take the AFK to do that. It was really nice that I could start the stream early, just because when I was thinking about today's stream, I thought I wouldn't have that much time, maybe like an hour even, just to stream. And if I did an hour, up to an hour and a half, I could have finished the Shades in the Swamp and not even started Mordor Besieged. But I'm glad I was able to do more because this is very exciting to get to. Having a lot of fun here in Mordor Besieged. Urog. I don't think I've killed Urog yet, so need to kill him. I just think it's really neat with these named trolls. They could have like a deed for you to kill them, maybe. I don't know, maybe there is something like that, or maybe they come into play later and I'm seeing them, or maybe it's just like a generally neat thing. I don't know, but Whatever it is, I like killing them when I see them. You just see there should be Ithilskarn. Yeah, that's why I would have thought the ore was called like Ithilskarn or something like that. But they're heavy Mordor snag branches. That's what they're called. Well, Mordor snag branches, but there should be, according to the map, somewhere in this general area a heraldry to destroy. Except I am not seeing one. Unless it's by this rock. Usually they've been by rocks, but it wouldn't, to me it just wouldn't make sense for one to be in this area. There it is. Targeted, oh it's, yeah, that should have been obvious if I actually looked towards the camp where a lot of the other ones have been that should have been here. There's another one to go with it, so we just need 2 more. Maybe we can find 2 more in a set way down at the west there. Since we're probably wrapping up with the stream soon and getting done, I think, with this quest set, so I'm getting knocked off my war steed for the umpteenth time, to talk about future content, just because I like to do that with the stream, just give an update on what's going on. Tomorrow we have a Kin event for Tower of Orthanc. I think that's a fun raid, and I think I'll have fun doing that and talking about it. It should be fun. Even though I don't have a character that's like level 75, I'll be going in on a higher level character and like for a higher level kin in general as far as going through that. And the only thing with that, the reason I like bring this up like it could be a bad thing that we're doing it, is just because I don't really have anything to do in addition to that. Like pretty much the only thing as far as streaming an event like that goes is that's the only thing I have to do, which isn't a problem. It just would mean there's a shorter thing where I try to like fit something random in that doesn't really fit in with that, which also could be okay. But the whole point here is that I plan to have a shorter stream and just do that for the reasons I mentioned, and that means I can take care of other things. And actually, I forgot I talked about this whole thing earlier in the stream, but just to recap it at the end, I'll repeat myself that it does allow me to do some other things that I need to do basically and get things done tomorrow, which is a good thing to have that and not spend like my entire free time streaming as much as I might want to with going through Mordor Besieged. I kind of want to do that now, but I can work on videos and just some other things I need to do outside of YouTube and LOTRO. And then Thursday I will try to get Dungeons and Dragons online set up. I should have an account. I have no idea what my login info is. Might even be best to make a new account so I actually know that and have it updated to the correct email. Probably been so long since I've done that, it's probably set up to my old email or even my very old email. But anyway, I'm going to try to do that Saturday. It'd probably be evening. In the future I might try to do Saturdays at a little bit different time, I don't know. But maybe that can be the start of like me exploring different games on Saturdays. That seems like a good day to do that. And then Sunday, we have another kin event in LOTRO, so I do always try to stream those, and I know people in my kin used to enjoy those. After I took a break and stopped not only playing LOTRO, but stopped streaming those. I'm not sure, like, with the return, if it's still enjoyable for people in my kin that I do that as much, but see, I thought there was a ring down there and something I needed to do, but when I actually entered the camp, I didn't see anything there, so I was like, okay, just keep going up to the north part, and there he is again. Oh, so there's Isildur, and then there was the Shade of Isildur. Find a crate of whetstones. and Adambill. It's probably more like Adambill. Adambill. Because Bell would be like B-E-L-L, but that's just how I first decided to pronounce it, so that's what I'm sticking with. Collect the missive. That's probably right there at that table. My war steed keeps leveling up. Not that I'm using it for mounted combat, but oh, now I need to go to Etchhead and Edhill. It's kind of funny, so the Etchhead and Edhill, the breadcrumb quest that took you there was... My cat is in front of the microphone, so probably can't hear me what I was saying, but the breadcrumb quest that led to Etchhead and Edhill was level 120, and the one that led to Adambill here was... I have a ring here. Okay, it's to create this crate, or create this crate, find this crate. Oh, now I need to deliver stuff to these soldiers again. Had to talk to them earlier, now I have to deliver stuff to them. Only some of them though. Yeah, so the quest to go here was 121. Now I'm getting a quest from the 121 camp to go to the 120 camp. And the one at the 120 camp has stuff to the east, and this is going back to the stuff that's like the lower level area. So there's a little bit of sidetracking there. I am glad I did venture out and go to this town, Adambill, first, before actually doing the Etchhead and Edhill quest. See, I need to deliver 4 more things to the soldiers. This one I at least don't have to click them and wait like 5 seconds for whatever thing to progress. Actually, I think it was longer than 5 seconds, but I forgot what that quest was called, but it was something about time. Okay, 1 more of these. And maybe even before I quit for today. It's not like I have a sharp deadline to end now. I was just thinking when I got back to town and turned in the quest and got settled that I would wrap it up. But I can go ahead and see where the book quest leads and maybe go to Etchhead and Edhill and get settled in there and get like ready for when I continue this again to like be right there ready to do the quest. I feel like half the stream is me with the map open, but it really helps me navigate and know where I'm going, make sure I'm going the right way. I don't know if it bothers anybody viewing, but oh, now I need to train with soldiers. Wow. Oh, that's Elendil. Captains have a skill named after him, Blade of Elendil. Here are the 3 soldiers. I'm guessing I need to fight them. Okay, that one took too long for me to defeat in this par. This one will get the... Oh, I'm not even in range stance. That's going to be a very bad gambit. With range, the gambits are at least somewhat standardized, so they do similar damage where it doesn't matter as much with the upfront damage for the gambits in. Oh man, messing that up anyway, but it just doesn't matter as much the upfront damage of the gambit. The main thing I think is the bleed component, but the upfront damage does play a part in it. So like ranged unerring strike, the one I thought might be the best for the bleed, doesn't do all that much upfront damage. If I look at Javelin of Virtue instead, it has like 2 components for the upfront damage, so it does about twice as much with that, but then the bleed component is not as much, so there's a trade-off there. Would have to do some testing. I don't know why I got on my war steed for this. This is just gonna be trouble, but Yeah, that did not work out. I think I was able to jump up here earlier. Yeah, I think I remember going that exact path as a little shortcut. Okay, I need to give somebody else a whetstone. Ooh, this will be a finish now quest, so we can see what they have and see if it's an upgrade, and I don't think it is. It's like the same stats of what I have, but worse. So we'll get the chest piece there. I don't think that chest piece looks like particularly bad, but it doesn't have a great look to it either. It's like reasonable for, I think, like a questing piece. And it seems to match what these people look like in this area. So, my next quest is, the next book quest at least, is to feed a bunch of people, and I think do some things here that lead into the, or in the same area that the Etchid and Edhill quests I had. So those line up nicely, and it looks like I am on track for heading out to the northeast and exploring more of this zone in the next stream that I do after this one. So as we wrap things up here, when I turn in the missive quest and make sure I didn't miss anything in Etchid and Edhill, I am very much so enjoying Mordor Besieged, as you all can probably tell. I'll go ahead and make my milestone here as well. So far, there just wasn't what I was expecting, first of all. I didn't really look too much at it before I even started. I'm going in with it like with a pretty fresh eyes as far as like seeing everything here. Like, I have heard people talk about questing being good, and that did set my expectations for maybe it to be good, but I also had that tempered a little bit by not enjoying Mordor and the idea of going back to Mordor, not really knowing what Mordor Besieged was, but going back to Mordor wasn't the most exciting for me. So it is nice to see that I am enjoying it, and I will probably make a full video review once I get through it a little bit more. Ooh, got a light bridle. It's actually something I want to equip. Maybe that'll help my horse steed a little bit with its dying super quick issue, just while I'm using it to travel. But yeah, that will, I think, be it for the stream. I'm ready to do more stuff in the future and continue with this. I'm excited to do that. Again, that probably won't be for a little bit, maybe not till Monday. That's kind of sad, to be honest. Maybe I'll try to do maybe even 2 streams on Saturday, see how something like that works. But anyway, I hope you all did enjoy this one and have had as much fun watching as at least I have had questing through here, and even doing Shades in the Swamp. That was pretty fun earlier on. I forgot about that. But anyway, I hope you all did enjoy, and if you did, please consider liking and subscribing for more, or maybe becoming a member to join the channel. I mean, joining the channel as a member to support the content. Anyway, thanks for watching and joining, everyone.